when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Sports Report After Dark. I am your host, Seven, and I have two amazing co-hosts with me sitting in the background. Dan and Josie will be joining me in just a minute. As we get started, I did want to give a special thank you to our sponsor, Gunslinger Soap. Gunslinger Soap is handmade soaps and beard products made without all the junk to pamper your skin. You can go to their website right now, gunslingersoap.com, and sign up to get 15% off of your first order and always free shipping over $30. That's gunslingersoap.com. Definitely check them out. Let me first bring in my co-host with the mo-host, assault charges per capita in Falls City, Nebraska. Dan the Dick.
Yeah. It's not sexual assault, though, so that's what's important.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's really important.
But
I believe Josie is a hostess, by the way, you fucking insensitive prick.
Okay. And yes, I understand that it's not sexual assault charges, but bat means bat. Remember that. Bringing in next, our hostess with the mostest, time to dye their fucking hair, the human snow cone,
right,
who also kind of now looks like Syndrome, the villain from Incredibles, more than I do, which is fucking saying something. Josie Haney is with us here this evening, celebrating the end of Thomas Brady. And we are definitely going to be talking about Tom Brady tonight. For those of you that have not seen our banner for tonight, I did want to share that real quick. Tom Brady, his second retirement, too furious. I'm looking forward to Tampa Drift already. Tampa Drift into retirement, that is number 3, but we'll see what happens. So, Dan, I'll let you tee off since you are definitely a Brady stan. How do you feel about Brady retiring? Do you think this is it?
Did you just call me a Brady's fan?
Brady stan. Like you're a...
I don't know. I'm a son. I'm a friend of his son too, or I'm a fan of his son too. I'm a fan of his son too. I don't like how his dad kisses him on the mouth though, but yeah.
Come on, if Brady kissed you on the mouth like that one time, you'd cream in your pants.
What a lucky son! What a lucky son he is. It's all that. It's all that love. No,
he's grown up enough that he gets tongue yet.
I mean, he'll teach him how to French kiss.
It's the time. It's the length of the kiss that is weird to me. It is the length that it tends to last that is weird.
The kiss on the lips, I do. There is a cultural piece to that, especially French and Italian. It's very much a thing. It's not seen as anything sexual when it's within the confines of where the actual kiss takes place.
I would kiss both you guys on the mouth.
I'm sure you have tried to kiss me on the mouth before.
I would enjoy that, Dan.
Maybe not you, Josie. Enjoy it.
The kissing on the kissing on the cheek. I mean, even the men do it as greeting their friends.
This is not me.
In some parts of French in Italy. I
got
know
some
in
Italian
Greek
friends
cultures
here that their family does that. It's just
Yeah.
because the culture is so strong in that family.
It's a cultural thing. And so I've never judged that. Yeah, it's weird because I never got loved by my father, so seeing a father kiss his child is just a little weird for me. But that's a completely different discussion than my therapist and I have every 2 weeks like clockwork. Josie, obviously you're happy with the decision. Do you think this is it?
I hope so. I will say, I think the way the video was made and his emotion in the video, I think he is done. And I think he was very somber in that fact because I think he might have realized during this season he doesn't quite have what it takes anymore.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to argue against that simply because when there was, some of those next gen stats type things, Tom Brady's like miles per hour on his throw hasn't dipped.
I know.
It's still there. And but I think for me, I think what it is it's just, there comes a point where you're just sick of getting your ass kicked. And he knows that he could go to another team. And, if there's a couple of situations out there that would be a really good position. Brock Purdy looks like he's going to have Tommy John surgery to get his blown UCL fixed, which that's typically what they do to fix a blown UCL, and it's typically on pitchers that they're doing it on.
So he's going to have
you don't know what he's going to come back as.
He's going to have a bionic arm.
He's going to be one hell of a thrower after, but the 49ers are going to be without him for a season. And I just hope that doesn't go ahead.
Is 6 months right on that? I heard 6 months.
Yeah. 6 months was the initial. But now that they're looking at it being full blown Tommy John, that's a year recovery.
So
that's there's a pretty good chance that Brock Purdy's going to miss all the next season based on what I've seen. And so for me, could you imagine you leave Trey Lance as your backup so that maybe if Brock Purdy doesn't come back the way you would hope, you do still have Trey Lance there. So that's a security piece for you, but you also get the advantage of having Trey Lance in the quarterback room with Tom fucking Brady. So that could only make him a better quarterback. So at least you can get something out of him on trade if you stick with Brock Purdy. So he doesn't want to quit. He had options, but I think that like they were talking about it on Undisputed this morning, and there were reports that were saying he felt like it was either go back to Tampa or retire. And
Tampa's not the place. He's not going to win with Tampa.
And that's the thing. Like they have to go through a full rebuild.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why they got rid of
I think
Byron Leftwich.
I think Tyreek is going bye-bye. I think he's going somewhere else.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Tyreek left the Dolphins just because of the dysfunction in that organization. But I don't think they're going to trade him. I don't think anybody wants to pick up that contract because Tyreek is getting paid. People forget that.
Yeah.
I
said that to say
the Dolphins.
Florida market, as far as football teams right now, is kind of garbage.
No, it's not. The Jags are going to be
Jags. But he's not. They're not looking for a QB because Trevor Lawrence is finally coming in.
Sunshine.
He knows. Tyreek also knows that he can get the ball thrown to him a shit ton in Miami.
That's true.
And they're gonna feature him. Yeah, and they baby him like a motherfucker too. Like they just baby him. He gets basically like he doesn't have to play third downs, so he doesn't have to go across the middle. It's actually hilarious, but he just gets like anything he wants. There's no way he's leaving Miami.
They're paying him what, $20 million a year?
Yeah, something like that. It's
why wouldn't you? Especially because he is, and like I understand he's still young. He's younger than us, but he's getting up there in receiver age.
Well, he's probably down there in Miami beating up his kids, Tony. Well, he's probably down there doing.
$120 million over 4 years.
So $30 million a year.
He received a signing bonus of 25 and got 52 guaranteed.
Okay, so he's averaging $30 million a year. Yeah, of course they're gonna fucking baby him. You don't want him taking those hits down the middle because he can catch them. I don't think there's very many receivers in the NFL that you would trust as much as you can trust Tyreek Hill in that kind of a situation. The problem is he doesn't have the verticality that you would like to have in those situations. He's fast, but if you've got a corner that's his speed on him,
He's not.
You can't
Hopkins.
throw. You can't high point that ball.
He's not Hopkins.
And I think that's one of the reasons why Patrick Mahomes got better on offense this year is MVS and Juju. They've got ups.
And then if you need a guy to take a target, you got Travis Kelce.
Well, Tyreek does the jump ball thing, but Tyreek's jump ball is he's just 2 yards past you. So there is no jump ball. Like that's his jump ball thing. So like you just got to throw a little bit further for him. But I mean, he's not going to go up and get the ball against a lot of those corners.
Miami's issue this year on that was Tua can't throw the ball that far.
He got better, but he probably would have been able to develop even more arm strength if he didn't keep getting fucking concussed.
Right? You can't remember how to throw a ball sometimes.
Ask Joe Burrow. Shitty O-lines will do that for you.
And that's the thing. I know I was very critical of Tua going into the season because his arm strength is an issue. But if you watch over the season, his ball
7 or 8 games.
You're good. His spiral gets tighter and tighter, and you get to see a little bit more zip the farther the later on in the season. He's not Randy Johnson in baseball, but I mean he gets the ball where it needs to be.
Well, nobody's the big unit. Let's be honest.
No one's out there killing birds like Randy.
No one's the fucking big unit. Have you ever looked at that dude's career numbers?
Stellar numbers.
You ever looked at that dude's career numbers?
Oh
my god. Well, that was one of my favorite, or my absolute favorite non-Astros pitcher.
I became a Yankees fan when I watched Randy Johnson pitch for the first time as a Yankee. So there's a fun fact for you.
He's so tall for a pitcher. He's so freaking tall.
6'10".
Because he was with the D-backs when I was growing up. And so I've seen him live because I watched him back when it was Bank One Ballpark, not Chase Field. Go fuck yourself, Chase. It's Bank One Ballpark. But
won 4 consecutive Cy Youngs with the old Diamondbacks.
He had a cannon for an arm. He's still a legend down here for a reason.
His slider's one of the nastiest pitches. Sorry. His slider's one of the nastiest pitches that's ever existed in Major League Baseball.
And the heat behind his fastball is just ridiculous.
Yeah, throw 99 and then throw a 93-mile-an-hour fucking just absolutely disgusting slider. With that side, he was a complete sidearm thrower too. Didn't go over 3/4 at all. He was totally sidearm.
What's crazy is, his was more of a sidearm, but there was more focus on the sidearm of Byung-Hyun Kim on the Diamondbacks during that period. And when Kim went to Boston, then there was on Randy Johnson. Yeah.
So
we just got a guest. Don't get the chance to work with this kid often, but I absolutely like working with him.
Unlike Josie, Stacks comes on prepared with his glasses.
I don't have a pair of sunglasses.
We have a uniform, Josie. You're the president of the operation. Why are you not wearing uniform?
Sunglasses.
Josie, go to the closest 7-Eleven and take one off the rack.
You know what?
Put them on your face and then walk out.
You know what? I was going to say, you know what those that has an issue with? Those cost money, and right now I have 0. But the news is I got a job today.
With the,
so.
Good. Hey. Also, with the proper motivation, nothing actually costs money, Josie.
But
you sell yourself like Dan does.
Back to the topic on hand,
Brady.
The celebration of no more Brady.
Wait, hold on. Stacks, really quick, before we can go back to where we were. Stacks, Tom Brady retires. First off, where we're at, do you think it's going to stick?
No, I do not.
You don't? Okay.
No, I do not.
I think this time it does. I don't even think it's what we've been talking about. I think a lot of it is, and he admitted this last year, it's his off-season routine. It's the mind frame he has to be in to play. He's talked about how when he's in play mode, it's all he's thinking about, even in the offseason. He's constantly just working on that. And not that he's going to go focus on his family now because he's got a $350 million contract with Fox.
He can start that whenever he wants, though.
And I bet money he is on the table for the Super Bowl. I'll put money on it right now.
He clearly wasn't thinking about going down on Giselle for a long time because that's clearly what happened in that relationship. Let's be honest. She deserves the maximum amount of cunnilingus, Josie, and she was not getting the maximum amount of cunnilingus.
I would put a diving board if she required it to dive into that face first. Just, no. Okay. So Stacks, why do you think he's not done?
I mean, just kind of based on how his last game ended. Like I think he still thinks he's got a little bit left in the tank still, and there's some teams out there right now that can use a quarterback. I mentioned it last night on the podcast with Dan. I think the loss,
The hardwood.
Or the hardwood, yeah. With the Las Vegas Raiders, I think he could
There's
end
so
up
much
a
potential
Raider.
there.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Devontae Adams and yeah, I mean
Josh
they
McDaniels.
got Josh McDaniels, right? His buddy, and yeah, I just think there's too much potential there, and I think he's still hungry. It's easy to quit right now because eventually he'll get that itch after training camp's over. He'll still feel something. So I think we'll see him again.
That was a really good breakdown, Stacks. That was a really good breakdown. Also, I missed about the first 30 seconds because I was still thinking about Giselle's vagina. Go ahead, though. Sorry.
On that topic, though, I think the only real option
on Giselle's vagina,
because I've heard 3 teams. I've heard the Raiders. I've heard who was the other? Was Denver?
San Francisco.
No, I know San Francisco. There was another one.
San Francisco's the other one.
There was a third one.
In Miami.
That's Russell Wilson.
Miami makes sense.
So I don't
Miami
think
makes sense. They tried
Miami
to Tampa once
sense.
to get him, so
Miami makes sense possibly, but I think now that they don't have Peyton, that's not of as much of a. I think part of that draw was the thought of him and Peyton together. I think the only choice possible is San Francisco, just because it goes back to what we were saying about Judge. I think it's the hometown thing. Like he wants to play for his hometown team, but.
There's too many cooks in that kitchen, though, Josie.
Exactly. I don't think San Francisco is necessarily clawing at him to come there.
No.
Because that just throws another rudder in their already quarterback issues. Even though it's not as much of an issue.
The development of Lance, too, I think.
And it's not as much of an issue now with Purdy out. Like, you let Lance start. He starts until this entire season because unless Purdy's superhuman, he's not coming back this year.
No, it's with the fact that it's a Tommy John surgery, sadly, I don't think we see Brock Purdy. And I really hope that doesn't kill his stock. I hope that he still gets his shot back because that was so good for football to see that this year. Mr. Irrelevant, what a script.
Doesn't the Purdy surgery that opens the door for Tom Brady though, right? I mean, you're looking at
that's what
maximum.
It does.
Yeah.
It could.
It could, but here's the thing. And a lot of the reports that I've seen say it like this. He wants to stay close to his family. That's where Miami makes this most sense because his kids now live in Florida.
He's already in Florida. Yeah.
He's already in Florida. That's why that video.
Yep.
He was in Florida. He's not up in the fucking Northeast.
Yeah. Giselle's down there with a Latin man who makes her feel dangerous but yet safe. She's just down there. Go ahead, sorry.
Her new fiance
sweating on her grinding.
Her new fiance is doopy looking.
Who is? She's already has a fiance.
Oh yeah, she was engaged like.
Wasting time afterwards. Hey, just hitting Tom right in the old heartstrings.
Wonder if he kisses the kids on the mouth.
You want to know why Giselle's fiance isn't like super well known and busy? Because she wants somebody there for dick for a while. Yeah. Like, look, you don't have to work, except you have to work that dick between my legs. Like that's.
We've had this conversation on this show about athletes before. I'm sorry, every athlete, every celebrity couple, they're all in open marriages.
Because they have to be.
Exactly.
They have to be.
Nobody does it like LeBron, baby. Nobody does it like LeBron.
There have been
LeBron set that groundwork.
Absolutely.
They
screen each other on TikTok. That's what they do.
These wives now that are on TikTok, some of them admit to it. Like, if he's away, that's when he's with me, he's with me.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is.
Well, it's. I mean, it's just like Dan and I have talked about this on this show a couple of times, like
extensively, probably too extensively.
Extensively, like probably the point where people think like we romanticize this behavior. Like We don't
Hey,
like. Okay,
I mean,
don't get me
hey,
wrong. I wish I had choices, but
I'm I'm polyamorous there, motherfuckers.
okay.
Yeah,
The
not
three
like
of us
they
that
are.
that are
No, I'm not good looking enough for that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, or famous enough.
Even if I were.
Hey, you're
One
getting
day.
there. We're gonna get there.
One day.
But
Sports
you know,
report all the way
it's
to the top.
you get enough you get enough bullets shot at you. Eventually, one's gonna hit you. You know, you can try to get out of the line of fire, but if somebody's chasing with a gun, like you're gonna get hit. And
Tiger
when you get
actually
hit,
probably. Go ahead.
Tiger was diving in front of bullets. Like, come on, it's a completely different scenario than the
Dude,
average
Tiger-
guy.
Tiger
He
only
was
slept with
grabbing
26
guns.
women out of like 680,000. So like that's actually a really
No.
good percentage.
Okay, I think this is like
Oh, best
Deshaun
friend with
Watson
him,
numbers.
too.
That's the 26 is what we know about. Come
Oh
on.
yeah.
Oh,
The rest
it
of
was
them just
hundreds of
actually
women.
stayed. It was come
Out of millions, though. Out of millions that threw themselves at him. He loved his wife.
The 26, as far as we know, was only his professional career. We don't know about college. And I'm
Well,
sorry.
do
That
hookers count?
routine- And that routine didn't start in his professional career.
Do hookers count? Because that takes the number astronomically higher. Tiger likes a specific type of hooker. He likes tall blonde hookers.
So I was gonna say.
So the tall blonde hookers probably in the hundreds, if not thousands. So that takes the number up a little bit. Still, with the amount of people that have been thrown at him.
There's probably a few illegitimate Tiger Woods juniors, like just running around LA
God.
tearing up local basketball.
Yes.
I'm just saying. But
One
like with
day
Brady,
in
so
10 years
Go
from
ahead.
now, someone's going to step onto a court and just onto a golf course and just drive the fuck out of a ball. And we're going to be like, you know, he kind of looks like Tiger Woods.
It's like the
So-
NBA.
Right.
They're gonna want him tested. They're gonna want him tested.
they're gonna want him tested. So listen to this. Listen to this. So career regular season numbers for Tom Brady: 335 games played. Attempted 12,050. That's an off the exact number. Well done on the scripting. 12,050 attempted passes with a 64.3% completion rate. Average attempts per game of 36 passes. He threw for over 89,000 yards. 266
89,000.
managed to
Good
throw for an average of 266 yards a game. Yards a game. 649 career touchdowns in the postseason alone. And let's see. So
649 is all of it.
Yeah, 649. Like 97.2 or 97.2 quarterback rate for his regular season career.
Yeah.
Is anybody ever going to come close to that?
No.
Like, because I think
Yes.
there are different achievements, but there are some of those numbers that are just pure longevity. Like, don't get me wrong, Patrick Mahomes is fucking amazing. I'm absolutely happy that he's my quarterback.
The chances he plays 23 years are slim to none.
Right. The chances that Patty plays like 18 though, with the rule changes and stuff like that, he's gonna play.
Okay.
It's
Patrick could play long enough to go through.
That's
Patrick
easy enough
could play
to
long
do
enough to go
these
to
days.
some
Yep.
major changes with the NFL rules too. Like he could go through some major changes where you can't touch anybody. Guys start throwing for 400 a game. Shit like that.
Hold on though,
Was that
because one
before
of
or after they put the flags on?
That's what I'm saying.
That happened
So-
this weekend.
But here's my thing though. I don't know that like 18 years it's possible, because one of the things that people are also taking out of account with this is we're now at when he started his career, it was 15 games a season, then it went to 16. Now we're at 17.
17. It was at 16 when he started.
Oh, was it at 16? Because I would say
Yeah, it was 16.
And
okay,
But
so
still,
16, we're now
2024.
adding an extra game.
in 2024, they're expecting to be 18.
18.
Right.
so there you go.
So I mean, we're now getting to the point where in 9 years he'll be 10 years in, and then so realistically, 18 years he could,
Easy.
18 to 20 years he could beat those numbers just because of his longevity.
And
With how good he is at avoiding taking shots, that's really like the actual kicker here. Is like he's agile enough to like he has that last second, that late twitch reaction where he can just avoid shots. He knows when to get rid of the ball and not take huge hits. He rarely takes a huge hit. Like he's not getting the shit beat out of him.
That's true.
He's so smart.
The things that made the few things that were the weaknesses of Brady's game, Mahomes got. Like Brady was he was a pocket QB. The moment that pocket collapses, he could scramble a little bit here and there, but he's not going to really do a whole lot.
And his common move, the reason he didn't throw a lot of interceptions and get sacked a lot was because most of the time he was good about throwing the ball away.
Yeah, and he
Patrick
was good
goes
at
up
getting
from
in
that.
an area
Right.
to avoid the intentional grounding.
And Patrick has evolved from that, and he just breaks out of containment and then either breaks open a run or, makes fucking magic happen. So
yes.
Yeah, it's definitely
like
possible.
Pocket presence wise, Brady was like the master of stepping up in the pocket. You hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Step up in the pocket, find your areas inside the pocket. He didn't have to move out of about a 5-yard area, and he could just maneuver his way right in there just to get enough space to throw the ball, and he's good, right? And now and Patty does it in a different way where he'll scramble out of the pocket, and then that's where he's the best at. Is he just makes a separate pocket to the right, so all the linemen kind of just move with him. He just makes like a whole new one, and then he starts the same thing. So it's the same technique, sort of.
That's true.
It is. He makes it another pocket, and he's got fucking Travis Kelce out there. Those guys have like fucking like little like knee jab shit, like when you're playing a flag football game and your buddy goes, "Hey, going deep." Like that. That's what they do like during games. Like that, him and Travis Kelce are like, yeah, they go deep, hit it deep.
And to kind of echo what Seven was saying, the rule changes with the XFL coming up this year, and they are now a partner of the NFL to test out new rules. I think in the next couple of years, you're going to see more changes, like more than we've seen in the last 2 years, because they're going to be able to test them out on a minor league system and then bring them up.
What frustrates me with this is the NFL now partnering with the XFL. Had the NFL partnered with Arena Football back in the day, they could have had this the whole fucking time. The whole time. And we saw yesterday the AFL announced that it's back. There's going to be 16 teams in a new league they're going to launch in 2024. That excites me. I love Arena Football. It's fucking fun to watch. Go ahead.
On the Brady Mahomes thing, though, like, have you guys noticed how the similarities between the beginning of their careers, outside of statistically, because Mahomes statistically, there's never been anything like him. It's not really any kind of contest. Yeah, and obviously Brady played within that Belichick system where you run the ball, it snows sometimes, shit like that, right? Yeah. Yes, like he doesn't play in the air raid, shit like that. Just the air raid offense. So statistically, but if you look at it outside of stats, and put Patrick Mahomes and Brady side by side, think about how the beginning of their careers have went. They sat behind somebody, whether it was, their fortune or not that you got the starting job, as Bledsoe went down and Brady got the starting job. And then you have Alex Smith. He sits for a year behind Alex Smith, right? So they got what? They're about to get two Super Bowls in 3 years.
2 Super Bowls. Yep.
Correct?
5 AFC championships straight.
5 AFC championships.
They did it different. I think, and that Brady did that too, basically, right? I mean, there for a second.
Well, Brady never hosted 5 in a row.
No,
that's what Mahomes has done. So it's everything that Brady has done up to this point. To year 5 in his career, Mahomes has done and then been better.
On steroids, for sure. Mm-hmm. But it is kind of similar if you think about non-statistically, because it's hard to even put them in the same class because we've seen them play. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But if you
apples and oranges.
Right. If you weren't a football fan and we just said, hey, what do you think about these two guys? Like, are they pretty similar? Do they play pretty similar? You not non-statistically, like, oh, they won this and they had a Pro Bowl and, they have 2 Super Bowls in the first 3 years. They'd be like, yeah, they're probably the same player. No, they're so polar opposite of each other. It's fucking fantastic. But like, they kind of did have the similar career-wise team start to their career. Like they both are going to have.
There's definitely similarities. Yeah.
So Brady, Mahomes is going to crush everything.
3rd Super Bowl in 4 years, because there was the year that they won. Next year they lost to Brady. Didn't go last year, and then this year. So that's 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. That's great. That's already Brady-esque.
I was going to say, so the only difference lost the one, but yeah.
And Seven, you and I have said this on multiple occasions on different shows. It should be required for a rookie to sit behind a QB for at least a year. Should be required. Because
There's exceptions.
there are exceptions,
Definitely.
but most of the time it doesn't
Houston
work out
Texans.
great. It doesn't work out great. Deshaun sat half a year before he had his start. He sat half a year.
But even that half a year was better. And
Yeah.
I get that. I understand why there's situations where rookies start. And what I will say is, if you're going to have to start a rookie quarterback, because obviously other position players, it's different. With the quarterback role, though, because you are the field general, so to speak, and you have to be able to change things on the fly.
The position is so much different.
It is. It's so much different.
1,000%.
And in the later part of the season with Brock Purdy, he was changing things on the fly that he technically wasn't supposed to, but Shanahan knew that it was the right call, and that's why he didn't get nailed for it on the sideline. Because Brock Purdy was growing and developing.
Growing into it. Yep.
Right. And so and that's great. But the problem is if you have to do like when Andy Reid went from Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes, his playbook changed.
Well,
Because it
immensely.
changed to because it changed to Patrick's strengths. Andy Reid is one of the things that's great about Andy Reid is he schemes with the pieces he has. He doesn't try to play checkers with chess pieces. He plays fucking chess and beats you to the point where you thought you were playing checkers. And so go ahead.
His basically his playbook, you said that his playbook changed obviously from Alex Smith to Mahomes, right?
Right.
His playbook went from tailoring skills to Alex Smith to infinite is what it went from. This guy can do everything that Alex Smith could do plus everything else. There's really nothing that he can't do besides run a fucking quarterback draw like Josh Allen. That's pretty much it.
But the thing of it is, if you're gonna do this, what you have to do is you've got to flip around and you've got to go to that college coach and you've got to say, okay, what was he the best at? And getting an understanding of building the scheme around his abilities. And then as he develops as a quarterback throughout the season, you can add in stuff and start to build and manipulate that and build that quarterback up and help them develop. That's your job as a coach, is to help them develop. Well, but when you just put them into a scheme that you think is going to work and you don't take time to build things around their strengths, you're setting that quarterback up to failure. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's my problem with that practice.
And I think one thing you've seen with Andy and Mahomes every year is the playbook gets a little bit more difficult every year. Like they throw in some more plays. And I mean, you're changing around wide receivers. You lost Tyreek Hill this last year. You had to adapt to that. But like, not only does Mahomes get better, Andy gets a little bit better. And he's like, okay, I think Patrick can handle this, this, and this now. And we're going to move a little bit forward.
But that's the thing, is that's what you should be doing. That's how you develop a quarterback.
That's how you evolve. Yep.
And it allows them to kind of develop themselves as well and start to come up with their own ideas. You know, Big Red lets Kelsey and Mahomes come up with play ideas. They let some of the other players, hey, what's up, Will?
How about you get your ass in here?
Come up with ideas and they build it around that. And that's how you get confidence in that system. And too many coaches don't do that. Will? Look, ended in a Tinder bait.
Count
it. No.
Count it.
But when you look at Trevor Lawrence this year, like we can all agree that Trevor Lawrence looked like Sunshine looked fantastic this year, right?
No, absolutely.
Night and day. Dougie P. But yes, the second year is crucial. But also. Sunshine was playing in a different system than what Urban Meyer had instilled, which was kicking your team.
That's Sunshine. That's the other thing. He went from an absolute garbage ass coach to probably the rookie coach of the year.
I don't know if you want to say garbage ass, but
in the pros, he's garbage. In the pros, he's garbage.
No, he's a garbage human being.
That's garbage human being.
He made Nick Saban look like Jim Harbaugh. That's all I'm saying. As far as pro coaches are concerned. Anyway,
fair.
But for me, it's one of those things where you've got to set your player up for success. Doug Peterson set Trevor Lawrence up for success by building an offensive scheme around his talents and the talents of the players that were around Trevor. That's why that team worked so well this year. Every coach that does that.
Sunshine.
Come on, it's sunshine.
It really is.
Sunshine.
Brian Dable when he shifted the Giants
On a
system
cloudy day, Will.
That Brian Dable in New York shifted that system more to being centric around Daniel Jones' strengths. And look at what the Giants did. Like, and that's one of the reasons why Brady, bringing it back to what we were talking about originally, one of the reasons why Brady was so successful with Bill Belichick is Bill Belichick did exactly that. Exactly that, because we've talked about this. Tom Brady is not the most athletic quarterback.
Not at all.
No,
He's not even top 10.
he's not.
5.45 40-yard dash. Three of us might be able to run 5.45 right now.
I saw the video for the first time of his 40-yard dash at the combine.
Did you? It's hilarious, right?
He
runs like a Welshman.
It's great. I love
He
watching
runs like a Welshman. doesn't he?
Anytime you need a chuckle,
You know,
watch that.
he runs and looks like a school shooter. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
All the other kids with the pump. Yes. It's rough. He was like
hold
an
on.
accountant.
Can I ask a question about that song real quick? How was a song about a school shooting allowed to play at school dances when we were in high school? Can somebody explain that to me?
Because nobody listens to lyrics. They didn't listen to lyrics.
I was working in the school district a few years ago and ended up we started this program where I would play songs for the kids on Fridays. That was one of the first songs a kid requested. I was like, no!
Oh, that's a song about a school shooting.
He doesn't come right out and say that there's bullets flying through the air, but it's kind of discernible. You could figure it out.
Well, no, faster than my bullet. It's literally mentioned in this.
Faster than my bullet.
I guess it is, but it's so like upbeat and stuff. They disguised it behind just like some ridiculous shit. It's kind of like talking to a dog. You can say whatever you want as long as you say it in a certain way.
It's like the Chinese use the song "It's a Small World" to torture their citizens into submission.
Will, did you just say that you could run a faster 40 than Tom Brady?
Yes,
right now?
He did.
I'm calling bullshit.
He's black. That's an unfair advantage.
I see. I don't even know that though, because Will's an offensive lineman. All right, this lineman, defensive lineman probably.
Will is a lineman.
He's a left tackle, born left tackle.
Left tackle, yeah. Hey, well, can you go fill in and replace Orlando Brown in the Super Bowl? Because I want somebody that can actually protect Patrick and not let people buy like Obama's immigration party. Everybody gets through.
Yes. Yes. Fucking.
Oh God, I love that video so much. I'm so glad I found that again.
You know that's not actually a post-game interview, though, right?
Yes.
That's what like made it worse for me. I was like, oh, this might be real, and I was like, no, it's not. He's on the field after the game. It's still hilarious. Still hilarious. He's like, we got three white wide receivers. We got 3 white wide receivers. He said, I don't know. The other team, they're
every time.
I don't know. The other team, they're fucking terrible too.
Will Compton on Twitter earlier shared a thing. There was a kid at the Senior Bowl. He's a cornerback and he's white and he's beating everybody. And Will Compton's tweet was like, basically, to paraphrase, it was like, "That's crazy, but basically, he's going to be a safety by the time he gets onto the field."
Oh wow! I mean, it is like,
bro, I was dying.
Even the white safeties are pretty scarce at this point. You got Eric Weddle, who's like one of the weirdest players ever because he wears like the long sleeves and shit. I think Eric Weddle's just juicing and he just wants to cover up the fucking the guns.
Those visors though, keep him.
And like weird beard.
I just had a thought.
Definitely.
I just had a thought, and I think this is something. You know how when the NFL wanted kickers and like college programs and stuff, they figured out with kickers you could go to soccer players. And get
that popped up. Give me 1 second.
So I want to play
soccer players, and because of the kicking ability. Why don't you grab soccer players for corner and safety?
For corner,
because you have to have that speed and that ability to move. Because during some of those points, it's quick like that, especially in transition. And covering on that, I think it could be. I'm not saying it doesn't translate as well immediately
Are we talking about the high school level?
I
Right.
mean, you grab them at the high school level. Grab your two fastest soccer players. You don't have to be super fast to play soccer. So
that
guess
makes
what?
sense.
If you take your two fastest soccer
Not
players and you
impressed.
move them to like a corner or safety in high school, like grab them their junior year once they're in shape and they've gone through the biggest part of puberty, and then
like
work them in, and then hey, this is how you go to high school or this is how you go to college. And I think that changes it up. I think you get more speed in that position as a result.
You imagine them matching up with Marvin Harris Jr.?
I was just gonna say, like, see, I thought you were talking about like taking professional soccer players and putting them in pro football, and I go, DK Metcalf would fucking torch Lionel Messi. He would fucking fuck Lionel Messi up.
Like, high school should be. I'm saying high school should be doing this. You find you find one of those guys that's gonna. Like if you can grab them at the right time, you can bulk them up to where they're a safety or there's some kind of a safety or corner, but they've already got that speed, that quickness, and that break ability that you really want to have out of a safety or a corner to stick with the guys that they're covering. Because footwork is and quickness.
It is. You're right.
Is key.
Is the name of the game at that position? Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And so
even at that position, yeah.
I think it's worth looking at if there's a need. Now, if your quickest guys are all in your school or already on your team, fucking run it. But if they're not, you should be checking to see if they're on the soccer team.
Well, exactly, because there is moments of explosiveness in soccer in the game. There's moments of explosiveness. Coming downhill, you're one-on-one with a dude. But they're mostly geared to play longer. And they're more distance runners to a sprinter.
Distance runners.
That makes sense. So like they are distance runners. They have,
But that's why you can use them as a safety or a corner, because especially if you're in a position where you're trying to cover those deep routes, the league's going to do a lot of two shell coverage. Having those quick guys like that is going to be perfect to make that coverage effective, because you can still get more, you can cover more space if you develop the quickness of your guys in your secondary.
But more than the guys that in the NFL already cover, you know what I'm saying? Like that, just because of the difference in like how long the play goes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But the thing of it is you're gonna, a lot of soccer kids, especially the ones that are in it, that they already have a lot of that stamina and they can keep going. So you're gonna have a kid that's gonna be able to help you all through that longevity. But again, I'm saying if you've already got the kids that fill your role in your school, obviously you're not looking. But if you need it, you should be looking there, is what I'm saying.
Yes. Oh, definitely if you need it. Yeah, because it is sort of similar in the way that they're played, especially with like you would basically get like a very like in shape safety. It's like a very like he would have. You needed to play him the whole game. You need to play him the whole game. That's the best guy for you at the high school level for sure, because he's like not going to wear out and shit. But
you bulk him up. I mean, and you want to get him to put on some muscle, because soccer typically we try to stay a lot more lean. So I didn't work out. So you at that point you bring him over. He commits to football. Okay, we need you to put on 20 pounds of muscle. It's time to get the fucking weight room.
It's easy at this level because all you have to do is eat biscuits and gravy and fucking just eat all the time.
Exactly, and that's the thing is you're taking it at the right time, and you're setting that kid up for potential scholarships in college, so they don't have to pay for their education.
At Doan, Tony, I think I told you this. We had two breakfasts for football players.
What?
We went to the normal one. We went to the normal one at like 9 o'clock, but 3 hours before that, when we started training, we had we had the whole cafe shut down for us, and the cooks were still there and stuff. So they made us like our own breakfast thing. So you eat at 6 a.m. and you just eat whatever the fuck you want, like just whatever the fuck. Go work out really hard for 3 hours, and you come back at 9 when everybody else is in there, and you eat again, and then you come back for lunch, which is at noon, and it's just buffet style, biscuits and gravy, bacon, toast, waffles, everything.
Think about the weight change that you have to go through in 4 years of college, 3 to 4 years of college ball to be NFL size, at least for a rookie. That's a way to get it up, because because it's that age old thing. It's a lot easier to turn fat into muscle than it is to create more muscle.
I mean, weird thing is I probably lost about 5 pounds, but I wasn't chewed bubble gum anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't like it just hardened out. It was like, oh shit. Muscle does weigh more than fat. It's like, yeah, it's not like I was like training real hard in high school, to be honest.
I gained weight when I worked for Subway, because even though all that shit's healthy, when you're eating 14 meatball subs a day, you get fat.
Subway is not healthy. Subway's not healthy.
It's not. It's really not. Okay.
Should be called sodium whey.
So you will.
So you
Yes,
will.
it really should. Okay, so as we're wrapping up about Brady, I want to finish with one last thing. Dan Orlovsky, we were talking about this a little bit in our group chat today, and I want to get your guys' comments on this on air. So Dan Orlovsky released his top 5 quarterbacks.
I love Dan Orlovsky.
His response to the scripted rumors going around, and we're gonna have to talk about that later because it's fucking hilarious. But Dan Orlovsky's response, yeah, totally scripted, like, which is great. But okay, my last question here with Brady, and then we're gonna take a quick commercial break before we move on. When we look at what he's gone through, we got these top 5 quarterbacks from Dan Orlovsky. Brady's number 1, Mahomes is number 2, Elway was 3. I can't remember who was 4, and Marino was 5. Aikman was 4. Aikman was 4, Marino was 5. I'm kind of with Will on the fact that I'm putting Joe Montana on that list. Like Joe Montana, we can argue about position, but Joe Montana should be top 5. I would put Joe Montana before Aikman.
Well,
I think Montana's 2.
I got
3.
Definitely before Aikman. Absolutely.
Did y'all see the first take yesterday? I don't know who the guy was who said it, but on First Take with Stephen A. yesterday, a guy said that Brady is not the greatest regular season quarterback we've ever seen. That's Peyton. And he's not the greatest Super Bowl quarterback we've ever seen. That's Joe Montana. What Brady is the guy who came into a good system with a good coach. I'm not taking away the rings, but you look at Joe. Joe went to every Super Bowl and won every one that he won. That's what they say.
Oh my God, this is the Michael Jordan LeBron argument.
No, there's no argument. There's no argument. There is no argument. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever. Like Joe Montana
is the GOAT.
I will
in my
give
mind,
2
he's
and
the GOAT.
3.
In my mind, he's the GOAT. Yeah.
I think he should be in everybody's mind at this point.
Someone else's argument.
No, I get you, Josie.
There's only 2 undisputed GOATs in sports right now. The undisputed. There's nobody who will even ask a question. Wayne Gretzky and Tom Brady. Those are the only 2 undisputed. There's nothing to come at them anybody else with. Am I wrong?
And Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho. We'll throw Jericho in there.
I wouldn't. I thought no. I put Kurt Angle above Chris Jericho because Kurt Angle won a medal. Chris Jericho won a goddamn medal.
With a broken freaking neck.
With a broken freaking neck. Anyway, so
drink your milk, kids.
Where is your list at? So I guess I'll give you guys each the opportunity. Dan, I'll start with you. Top 5 quarterbacks.
All time ever. Like, okay.
So 5.
Here's the thing. I mean, okay, this is weird because Tom. I mean, I'll go 5. Yeah, I'll go backward. I guess I'll try to put the list together real quick. Probably. I think Marino makes it for me just because I like his style. He's a regular season. He didn't win a Super Bowl, but that's actually kind of in football. That's sort of not as important to me. I don't know why.
I don't. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
a lot of guys.
I'm okay with that.
But Brady, statistically and obviously because the Super Bowls is 1, so I got 5 and 1 now. I'm trying to put my list together. Patrick Mahomes is number 2 for me for sure, and he hasn't done.
Wow.
He's been in the league for 5 years.
Okay,
he's been a starter for 5 years.
That's all I test, guys. Yeah, that's all I test. That's literally just me watching Patrick Mahomes and going, that guy is better than almost everybody who's ever played that position ever. I don't need the next 10 years where he's going to solidify himself statistically and actually as a GOAT or probably the GOAT.
That's fair, man.
But I just see it on an eye test. I just go, that's fucking, yeah. Joe Montana is probably number 3 to me. And I guess I got to throw honestly, there's a lot of guys that you could go from 3 to 5 is so fucking just a shit show of just whoever you were like a favorite of or whatever. Statistically and everything put together, I mean, you have to, I have to almost go like, that's rough. I mean, Peyton, definitely Peyton.
I was gonna say Peyton.
Definitely Peyton. Breeze is probably up there for me too in that 5 range because 5 is just gonna alternate for me. I hate Drew Brees, and I don't think he was that great a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't. I used to like Drew Brees in person, but
For me, Drew Brees, I think I feel like Drew Brees is more a product of the system than Brady is.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm
fair.
not taking away from his talent, but I think the
he
system
got a
that
coach.
Peyton had him in.
He got a coach that could be in the.
Just watch it. We'll see it with Russell next year for sure. He'll be rejuvenated.
I hope for my friends that are Broncos fans because they deserve so much better than what they've gone through since they lost Peyton.
My cousin is a diehard Broncos fan, and I hate to see him cry. So,
all right. So, Josie, who do you got for your top 5?
So, I think I've got to put Rodgers at 5th. I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but
arguable.
As far as his playoffs,
I agree.
But his regular season and things like that make me put him at 5. Peyton at 4.
Josie, real quick, you can't see 7 can't drop a fucking top 5 list on me in just a second, and like I put so much thought into every single one, right? I'm just gonna like fuck some shit up because you're completely right. Like Rodgers is definitely in my top 5.
Yeah,
Rodgers is like my 4, and Peyton I love, and I didn't really put him in there, and so it's like, I'm kicking a lot of guys out.
I got Peyton at 4, and then I think I've got to put Montana at 3, and then definitely Brady at 1. I'm not sure who to put at 2 though, because honestly, I think all of those rankings are right for all of those guys. Honestly, this is going to make a lot of people shake their heads and look at me like I'm crazy, but for the sheer fact that he is Brady's kryptonite, Eli
Manning is your second all time.
Eli Manning is on the list, huh?
Eli he's not on the list, Dex. He's really not.
Okay.
But he's Brady's kryptonite.
Stop doing drugs, Josie. We're going to start drug testing. And it's going to be your fault, and we're all going to get fired.
The results will be public. They will be shown on our page before we get on. Eli had 2 huge games.
Yeah.
He stepped up at 2 huge moments.
We talked about this when he retired.
David Tyree stepped up too.
When he talked about this when he retired. Eli doesn't even have the stats to be Hall of Fame if it's not for those 2 rings. He's not even Hall of Fame caliber.
His numbers are not bad.
His numbers
he's the Hall of really good.
But he's mid.
Hall of really good.
He's not Hall
he's
of
a Hall
Fame.
of really good.
Yeah, Hall of really good. I'll give you that.
You're for like 38,000 yards, something like that.
But yeah, number 2 is tough for me. Like, I think you got to go. Shit, yeah, I really don't know.
I think what you're struggling with is like you would kind of want to just move Montana up or move everybody up into one, and then that's what I was saying. Like 3 to 5, dude, is a fucking shit show for most people. Like I think 2 to 5 is a shit show because it's just what you judge it on. Do you understand? Like because you got Rodgers. I think Rodgers, if you're just gonna fucking pick a quarterback out of a thing and you get him for 1 season and to be successful in their prime, all of them are in their prime. I think that you take Rodgers in the same level that you take Patrick Mahomes. That kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of like fucking just with a random team. You don't get like the Patriots system or anything. You just get like a quarterback.
Go with what Dan says. I move everybody down a slot, and then I put Breeze at 5.
That's fair.
So yeah, here comes Stacks. Stacks, I'm excited for this one because you're gonna fucking put somebody in the top 5 that we're gonna just have a field day with for a second.
Well, I mean, I don't think so. But if we're going, I'll just go 1 through 5. So number 1, I got Brady. Obviously. Number 2 is Peyton Manning for me. Number 3 is Aaron Rodgers.
Bam.
4 is even though it's questionable. 4 for me is Drew Brees, and 5 is Brett Favre.
Wow, you didn't have Montana in the top 5?
Well, I mean, those are my guys, though.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a little bit younger, so
I get it. I get it.
I never watched Montana. It's just what I know of him.
I get the inclusion of Favre, and Favre is my 5 as well. So I will back you on that. But I also can't put Montana behind Favre.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I feel like, and not just because of his time with the Chiefs, because like he didn't win any Super Bowl in Kansas City. Most of the greatness of Montana was in San Francisco with Jerry Rice.
Yep.
But he's still like third for me. I'm gonna go Brady at 1, Mahomes at 2, Jerry Rice or Montana at 3. And then I've got I just forgot who 4 was. Damn it.
Peyton.
Yeah, Peyton
Possibly.
at 4 and Peyton at 4 and Brett Favre at 5. But
I
I do put Eli at 6 because those games matter. I really think they do.
Like I said, those games are the only reason he's going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Those are it.
He won't be a first ballot though. The writers
but he'll get in.
I feel like that's like you guys putting Robert Horry in the top 5 NBA all-time list. Because
I didn't put him in the top 5
because he was clutch. Doesn't mean that he didn't average 10 points a game. You know what I'm saying? Like Eli, I don't think he stepped up and he has Asperger's.
Eli, I'm the least talented Manning.
Eli is funny as fuck, dude. I thought that he was going to be on there just being
so much better than his.
He's hilarious.
He is.
I like both of them, but
I can't.
He's
stand
hilarious.
Peyton. I can't stand Peyton, but that's also
because you don't like his forehead.
Well, no, Peyton wreaked havoc on my division for years as a Colt. So
he did.
Peyton was like Peyton Manning looks like football players evolved to not need helmets.
You were the redhead stepchild.
The red mark. The redhead stepchild.
Fucking
that's
Cooper.
But I want to recheck because I didn't realize I would put Pat. I don't know if I put him 2, but I would put Pat in the top 5. I just thought it was a little early to be.
So
I saw your reaction to that. Yeah.
Why didn't you put Mahomes in your top 5?
I don't know. I mean, not that he's not probably going to get there, obviously, but I mean, I just want to see. I just want to see more. I'm a statistic guy. I'm a statistical guy, and so I just want to see how it goes going forward.
That's fair.
That's what I was going to mention about that because I saw Josie's reaction to it. To Mahomes again, and I know what you guys are talking about. Stacks is going like actual all time because it basically goes to if Patrick Mahomes. Right. If Patrick Mahomes career ended right now, we can't put him in the top 5 probably, right? I mean.
Exactly.
But we're going off of I seriously I still would. I still would just because of flash. But it comes down to is it statistics or is it what you see on the floor? It is the difference. And but Patty's gonna put up the numbers, dude. He's gonna when he's done statistically, he'll probably be the greatest quarterback ever.
As long as he can stay healthy, absolutely.
In my mind, no doubt in my mind that if he plays another even just 5 years. He's right behind Tom as one of the greatest to ever play the game. No doubt in my mind.
If we see continued consistency out of Mahomes at year 10 that we're seeing now,
he's the go.
He's go. There's at that point there's no question.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he could only win like 4 Super Bowls, 3 or 4. Like if he wins 3 or honestly 2 and does a whole career statistically to match Tom Brady's numbers of longevity and plays like 15 years, he's the GOAT to me.
Right behind him.
So if he wins this next one, it's a huge thing.
He is definitely on track to be the GOAT of this next generation of football.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing about what gets me back
right now
is you're seeing a couple of guys who I feel have now they're not as polished and on that path as far as Mahomes is of right now, but there are some guys in the league right now that I could see also carving that path to be in the top 5 and put some of those other guys we mentioned further back. I see one. I would have loved to seen a full season out of Purdy because honestly,
what about Justin Herbert? What about Justin Herbert?
He's going to need to get a new head coach before he becomes
or a new team.
What's
killing Herbert is
I like what he's working with.
He's got talent around. He just doesn't have the coaching to actually bring it out of him.
I think Jalen possibly has that to be in the top 5 one day.
No.
Nope.
10 at least.
Nope.
At least.
He won't make it to 10 years.
And
I don't think you will either.
I really want to see what Sunshine does in these next couple of years. I do. He impresses me. He does.
Actual potential wise, Trevor
Yes.
Lawrence was one of the most polished quarterbacks that they've ever seen
Yes.
come through the NFL Combine.
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, the only one who I can see at any kind of track
Just
right
in
now
terms
is
of how he does in the regular season. I could really see that. Just his regular season type
Yeah.
dominance,
Right.
and maybe he scratches off a Super Bowl.
Peyton style.
He'll get at least
Or
2 in his
yeah.
career if he stays.
Yeah.
He needs to not have the Rodgers gene. He needs to not have the Rodgers and the Manning gene where they can't get it done in the Super Bowl.
What?
If he
Feelings.
doesn't,
But he can and should still bang Shailene Woodley at least once because, like,
feeling his ancestors embrace him with all of their arms, 10,000 arms of his ancestors, and telling them they're proud of him. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? I will not
Lawrence just
stand
needs to find that
for Aaron
ayahuasca.
Rodgers slander on the show.
That's all he needs to do.
Hey,
Lawrence just needs to
again,
find that ayahuasca. That's
I
all
think
that is.
Rodgers is probably one of the best regular season QBs that we've seen. He is great, but he's terrible in the post. If he makes
not
it,
really.
He's not
he's
though.
only got one ring, bro.
Well,
He's not.
he gets to the NFC Championship almost as much as Patrick Mahomes gets to the AFC Championship. He just can't get past that stage.
he's just
It's
And
like
I
you
think
can beat
that
most
right
of Mario,
there-
but you
Well,
can't get
and
past
if-
that spot where you're going to
the
jump off.
thing is-
Well, and
is
if you
to
want to
get-
talk about what's around him, sometimes, at least in the latter part of his career, I mean, yeah, Devontae Adams, but outside of that, I mean,
he did not have as much talent because
right.
Green Bay wasn't focused on things properly. They were trying to move
Nope.
on from him, and they didn't
Absolutely.
realize that he'd earned the right to decide when that happens.
Pulled the
Stacks, you
rug
forgot
out
about
too early.
that absolute stud Marquez Valdez Scantling. That guy, tell you what, is a number one on any team in the league. I'm trying to say
Patrick
what's your face.
Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes
What
made him
about
look good.
Kadarius
That's all I'm
Toney,
saying.
though? For real, Kadarius Toney. Like, I mean, the Giants got to be kicking themselves a little bit.
I mean,
Slot.
They're not. They're
you
not.
Got, you got
Not
to
even a
remember,
little bit?
there was one point where
Not
Clay
even with Daniel
Matthews
Jones. Not a
was the
little bit.
most popular
Nope.
man on that team. You got to remember, there was a one point
I
where
don't
Clay
know.
Matthews was the most popular man on that team.
The reason why the Giants are not sad about
Because of his hair.
Kadarius Toney is because he is,
Well, I'm
is because of the fact
I'm not saying they're crying over their milk, Seven, but I'm just saying, like, they got to be a little sad, a tad
I don't
sad.
think they are because the injury issues are still happening even in Kansas City, and
Right.
so and the thing of it is you can be a great receiver like Kadarius Toney. Like if he was healthy, he could replace Tyreek Hill.
Ooh,
He could
ooh.
replace Tyreek Hill.
I guess I'm just looking at it from a
Right,
potential standpoint, as long as he's healthy.
But yeah, and that's the thing.
Yep.
Is if he
Right.
stays healthy, he has that potential. But the reason the Giants moved on from him is because they don't think he's going to reach that
'Cause he-
potential because
yeah.
he's.
They know
injury
his medicals. They know his medicals.
Exactly.
Guys, also
I
get the
gotcha.
fuck out of here
I
with
gotcha.
he could fulfill Tyreek Hill, but what now?
He could play
What
that
now?
same role. The same role.
Not be
He's
The
that
same
good.
role in that
Not that same
offense,
level.
I guess.
Yeah.
Not at that
Not be
same
that
level.
good.
I'm not-
Just
yeah,
play
I'm
that
not
Yeah,
saying-
not at that same level.
No.
I don't think
Not at all.
we've never
I'm
seen
not
anything
doing
like
the
Tyreek Hill.
Josie's level of crack. I'm doing the regular
Hey,
kind of
hey
crack.
now.
Regular
Hey now.
Yeah.
Regular crack. Diet crack.
It's called Adderall. It's called Adderall. It's prescribed by my doctor.
My man.
There you go.
Um,
Shit sucks.
I love
Snort
my
Adderall.
just no,
What?
no,
What?
no,
I didn't say that. If you need to study for your test, kids,
no.
or if you're behind in your studies,
Okay.
Don't make him get
Adderall.
the
Adderall.
newspaper.
If Seven's son is watching, please turn it off or mute it.
Oh, God. I already have to. Okay.
The conversation
Kids.
you probably have to have with that boy after watching this show.
Hi, kids.
The fact that he watches my show scares the hell out of me. All right, so we're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back,
Yeah,
we
'cause
are going
after
to
this,
talk
I need a
about.
beer.
We're going to be talking about the Eagles being down one of their backup players for the Super Bowl. So,
Hey, real quick, when we come back, Seven, we play a quick game? We played this last night on the hardwood, and I would love to play it with you two and see how you do on it. It's today's Podal. So guess
Okay.
the NBA player.
all
Joey,
right.
I'm gonna tell you what. I screenshotted the goddamn divisions last night. I'm fucking coming for it
Stacks
too.
and I know the
I'm
divisions
coming
now.
for it too. I'm coming. I gotta redeem
The
myself.
divisions are so pointless in the
I'm going to
NBA.
start doing this on
They
every
really
show.
are. They really are. Let's be honest.
All right, we stick with this. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
Wrap up your Monday with some laughs. Make sure to join Will, Seven, Dan the Dick Warner, and Josie as they dive into the hottest topics of the week across sports, including baseball, basketball, and the NFL. You can catch the episode live Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, or Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. Don't miss the Sports Report Podcast.
I've been doing shit my way, or the highway.
Don't miss Fight Night. Every Tuesday night, Will Morgan and Josie Haney break down the hottest topics of the week across combat sports, including UFC, boxing, WWE, AEW, and more. Past episodes are available on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, and each episode will air again Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. Don't miss Fight Night. Tune in or tap out. It's time for more Dick, more snacks, and more basketball talk on the hardwood. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, you can catch them live on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast. Join them as they break down the hottest topics of the week in the NBA, along with the age-old argument on LeBron versus Jordan. This ain't one of Shaq's free throws. Don't miss it. Put the kids to bed, put on your shades, and crack open a cold one during Sports Report After Dark with Seven and Dan the Dick Warner. You can catch After Dark Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, and again Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. We believe that athletes are people too, and Skip Bayless is one of the lizard people. Don't miss Sports Report After Dark. What's up, everybody? Seven, welcome back here on Sports Report After Dark Thursday nights. Don't forget, you can catch us every week live 10 Eastern on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/at Sports Report Podcast. Our guest hosts are coming back, or our co-hosts are coming back here really quick. Again, want to thank Gunslinger Soaps for sponsoring us. Don't forget to go to their website, gunslingersoap.com, and check out what they have to offer, some of the best soap you can buy, and it lasts too. So bring it back to everybody here. So y'all got a game you want to play with me here? What's going on?
All right. So last night's hardwood was an absolute mess. We spent the first hour and a half of playing NBA guessing games, basically. But it was fun. Had fun.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
It makes for good content.
What it started is I went to yesterday's Podal and had them try and guess the player. Now it took them all 8 guesses, but this is the start. This is the silhouette of the player. I'm gonna enlarge this.
Is this the one for tonight?
This is the one for tonight.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
All right. So I need one guess. Seven, since it's your show and you're new, you get the first guess. And I'll pop the silhouette back up.
By the way, Seven, it's current players too.
Yeah, it is current.
Yeah. Current players. Mikal Bridges.
There you go.
MIK.
MIK.
Oh,
there it is.
Go. It popped right up.
Ooh, good guess, Seven. All right, so Western Pacific forward. He is taller than 6'6", younger than 26, and his number is lower than 25. And he does not play for
okay.
Phoenix.
It's a really good guess.
That is a really great first guess.
Draymond Green.
So Stacks is Draymond Green.
Nope.
No, there's no way. He's not taller than 6'6". He's not
He's
younger
not.
than
He's
26.
not young. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. No.
Shit.
All right.
He's taller than 6'6".
Nick.
All right. Let me see what I'm working with here.
So it is Western Pacific 6'6", younger than 26, lower number than 23.
And the team is not the Warriors, right?
It's
Right.
not
It's
the
not
Warriors.
the
It's not
Suns.
Phoenix.
And it's
Okay.
Not the Suns. So what are the
Who
other
else is
teams
in that division?
Yeah, that's that's the
You,
hardest
you
part.
got, you
Western
got the
Pacific.
Clippers and the Lakers and the Kings.
Oh, is Tim Duncan?
Current.
Hey, it's current.
Oh, current player.
Clippers,
Okay.
Lakers, Kings.
Right.
Okay, so Clippers, Lakers, Kings. He's younger than 25. He's over 6'6".
20 younger.
Oh,
than
and
23.
Duncan was the Spurs. Damn it.
No, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Younger than 26. I'm sorry. The
And
number
yeah.
is lower than 23.
And what were the teams?
It's Lakers, Kings, and Clippers now.
Is it
Okay.
Is it Kawhi?
Stay in order, Tony.
Sorry.
You son of a bitch. Sorry. No, I'm just gonna get it right real quick. Um,
I love
In order to you, son of a bitch.
let's go. It's not. Is it Max Christie? So Christ, IE. There you go.
Yeah.
Christ, I.
Wrong
No.
position.
Oh, because he's a guard.
Oh
He is a
wow.
guard.
Okay.
But the
he's a
but
guard.
the number is his number is between 10 and 25, and his age is between 20 and
He's a forward.
26.
Okay, so we know it's not the Lakers, so we're down to the Kings and the Clippers now.
Is it Kawhi?
All right, we're gonna go with Kawhi.
Nope, not younger than 26.
Not younger than
Oh no,
26.
okay, no, you're right.
Can't
Okay.
be. Can't be.
All right.
I think that still counts as a guess, though.
I didn't
No.
put it in, so it doesn't count as a
I'm just kidding. I'm
guess.
kidding.
It doesn't count as a guess, Dan.
I
You're
know.
probably looking shit up anyway.
This is my game show, Dan. Damn it!
I'm literally just looking at the teams in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know the fucking
What about
divisions.
Keegan Murray?
I'm good with that.
Stay in order, Stacks.
Oh, sorry.
Here's the thing. I trust Stacks more than I trust myself, so I'm going with Keegan Murray.
We have to stay in order, guys, because if you
No,
just let me
Stacks.
play, then I'm gonna get it every time. And if you let Stacks play with all 8 questions,
Spell it, Stacks.
probably figure it out eventually. Keegan,
It's
K-E-E.
Yeah,
G-A-N.
Yep, there it is.
There you go.
Oh!
Is it really?
Fuck yeah.
Good job, Stacks.
Fuck yeah. Let's
Good job,
go.
Tony. Actually, because Tony gets credit for that one because it was his guess.
Yeah, it goes to
That's
Tony.
fair. Good job,
I mean,
Tony. Good job, Tony.
I,
Proud of you.
am the reason
First
we got
time
it
playing
in
this
4
game.
instead of 5.
Dude, he's such an obscure player too. So
That's
obscure.
so random.
So
I would have never
Sacramento
thought of
Kings,
him.
Western Pacific forward, 6'8", 22, and his number was 13. Well, there you go.
Wow.
Shit.
So there is today's total.
Should have seen it when he started getting into 7. You should have seen it when Josie started getting into just like
Oh my
random
God.
players. He
Like
was like,
1968.
So
he was bringing
I,
up yeah.
Yeah,
Seven,
JoJo
you ever
White.
seen the
Yeah,
Broadway
JoJo
Boys on TikTok? You ever seen the Broadway? They're 2 guys that just are amazing with NBA, and they do this
Oh,
game
yeah.
where they go off the basketball reference page and
Mhm.
just show you their entire career, and they have to pick it. That's what I started doing. We did like 4 rounds of that like 6 rounds of that last night.
At least, or yeah, if not a little bit more. Yeah.
It's fun. It's
Interesting.
numbers game. It's got a lot of statistics in it.
It was a good
Yeah,
time.
I tell you
I would-
what, we'll
what's
get back
crazy-
on topic, but I'll pull one up for the end of the show.
Sounds good.
I know what's crazy is as much as I watch those and I can remember some stuff, career stuff like that, I wouldn't have any fucking.
These
idea.
2 are insane with statistics. Like the
Yeah,
way,
Respect.
One
I
of
have to
the-
do research for mine.
one
You
of the
guys just
guys
fucking
last
remember
night
like weirdos.
was from like the 60s, and Dan got it in 4 guesses.
Well, that's those sports cards. Dan already said it. That's that sports cards coming into play. That's what
Yeah,
that is.
that's
And
true.
the stats on the back and shit.
Absolutely.
Who was it that
That's
you,
what that is.
Tyson, Stacks got Tyson Chandler in 3 guesses.
I got one of them in 1.
Yeah.
It was,
It was when you
what was
pull
it?
up LeBron stats.
No, I think it was McGrady or something. Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
Tracy McGrady. Yeah, it was McGrady. Yeah.
Those are
I
easy.
wish his career
But I-
would have been longer.
I did.
Oh, I
stump
do
them.
too.
I
Oh God,
stumped them
I
with
wish
a rocket.
I wish he could have would have won one.
Yeah,
I
same.
stumped them with a rocket in Calvin Murray.
That's because nobody cares about the fucking Rockets.
Yeah,
Josie.
No one cares about
Yeah.
Calvin Murphy.
No, nobody cares about Houston so much that the reason Houston is on ESPN2 tonight is because they're playing Wichita State.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
The
College
only thing
basketball.
people care about in Houston is the lemon pepper wings, Josie. That's all that is lemon pepper wings. You know what I mean?
Houston's like a whole city full of strip clubs and lemon pepper wings.
That actually sounds kind of fantastic.
and lemon pepper wings at the strip club.
We need to
Just
get
ask Lou
company
Williams.
money.
Just ask Lou Williams.
We need to get company money and do a trip down to Houston now.
Y'all
'cause
come on.
That sounds kind of exciting.
Y'all come on. Let's go.
Strip
Let's
clubs and lemon
go.
pepper rings. Sign me the fuck up.
I will say we might have a little glimmer of hope, not in our basketball team. That's garbage and going to be for years. Might have a glimmer of hope with our new head coach in the Houston Texans.
Yeah, let's go talk about that. That was probably the best pick that the Texans could have made.
Best move they've
Absolutely.
taken
I
in
agree.
years.
Absolutely
100%.
stellar choice.
Yep, I like it.
I watched a podcast
Taking
the other
over
day
the
that
dumpster
said
fire.
to definitely don't dive in. It's still going to take some time, but it's time for fans to start buying back in slowly to Houston, because that was probably the
Skill
best
pick.
decision they could have made as far as head coach. And it's not even. I realize there's probably better qualified head coaches out there. I will say
You don't want one of those.
You don't want one of those.
But
No.
what really
No, you
sells
don't.
D'Amico for me is the fact that he was a rookie here. We
Right.
are the team
Right.
that brought him into the NFL. And
Mhm.
you listen to guys like Brian Cushing, who's come out this week and said that everybody in the locker room knew that D'Amico was going to be a great head coach one day. JJ
Everybody
Watt,
wants to see that defense back to
DJ
form.
Watt,
I know
Yeah.
I do.
Andre
I know I
Johnson,
do.
Arian Foster, all of these
Mhm.
guys who played with him have all said, yes, that is the pick. That is the pick. And he's already looking, I think it's the wide receiver coach that he's looking to bring in from San Francisco as his OC.
And I'm going to be very interested to see what happens. Honestly, one of the things that I could see happening there, and I think that, and you're gonna look at me kind of crazy, but one of the things that people aren't talking about is Eric Bieniemy's not going to be with Kansas City next year. He's going to be an OC somewhere where he can call plays.
Mhm.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because I thought about
Depending
that
on
too.
what they're going to do at quarterback.
Yeah, I was gonna say it all
bringing in
depends on the QB.
Eric Bieniemy. Could you
Mhm.
imagine a black head coach and a black OC tearing up this fucking league? But if they can actually get the chance to build that team, give them that chance, give it a fair chance, just like you would with 3 white coaches.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let
Right.
them build it up. Like I said, if D'Amico Ryan took that job without a guarantee of at least 4 years to get them a division title, he's a
And
fucking idiot.
I think he got it because he signed a contract for 6. And to me, if he signed a contract for 6, he said, I need 4 years. I need 4 years to get this team back to a divisional title.
I was gonna say that's got to be the actual qualifier, right? Within 4 years, I'll get you an AFC South title.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
That's
We'll get you a
doable.
T-shirt and a cap. That's what we'll
if
get you.
they were, instead
Gray one that he likes to wear.
Instead, you kind
Absolutely.
of got my hopes up with that because I thought I was the only one crazy enough to think that because I watched that same video today about where Shannon said Bieniemy's got to get out of KC. As much as he loves Andy Reid, he's just never going to get the credit he deserves.
And
being under
he's
Big
not.
Red Shadow.
That's why I'm okay with it, because as much as I don't want to see Bieniemy somewhere else, I'd rather see him take over for Big Red. Andy Reid's not going anywhere for a while. Like he's eating grass-fed cheeseburgers now. He's going to be sticking around.
I think he wants to
Can't really
surpass
tell
his
that, though,
time.
Sam.
He wants to surpass his time in Philly, and that's 4 more years at least.
Right.
Well, think about it, especially. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So especially one of the reasons why Bieniemy gets overshadowed so much by Andy Reid is because a lot of people think of Andy Reid as the offensive coordinator and the head coach of that team. So because he kind of is, let's not beat around the bush about it. But
You're not wrong.
Bieniemy does a great job, though. Obviously, those are some of his sets.
There's still so much mistrust to who's really calling plays, because Andy will tell anybody that'll listen that EB's calling plays, but nobody's giving EB the credit because of the fact that it's Andy Reid standing right next to him. So
One
if
of the
you put
GOAT.
That's why I say if you put
Absolutely.
EB down there and you make sure that he's going to have a solid quarterback to work with, I guarantee you that puts Houston in a division title in 2 to 3 years.
That was gonna be my next question, Seven. So say we take, is it Bryce Young from Alabama? Is it
That or the
Please don't.
Ohio State quarterback?
Take
Stroud.
Ohio State.
Bryce
CJ Stroud.
Take Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
Take Stroud.
Stroud.
Yeah, I would take Stroud. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think CJ Stroud's the better option too.
Yep.
So we take CJ Stroud. Some amazing blessing falls the Houston Texans, and they actually do bring EB in as their OC. Do you see us in the divisional title sooner than 4 years?
2 to 3 years tops.
I mean, we all know next year is not going to be the year. Like, we got
No.
too much new. Everything's going to be new next year. You're going to have a new head coach, new OC, new QB.
There's going to be
get new wide receivers. Like,
to build that team to be a playoff team next year would be nothing short of movie.
A miracle.
And I'm not saying that D'Amico Ryan and EB are not talented coaches, because I fully believe that they're both going to be very successful in this league as head coaches. But I don't think that they have the ability to build a team that quickly, especially with the
I don't think
resources that
anybody's
Houston
got
has.
that ability.
And it's unfair to expect that of them.
Agreed.
But if you put them in a position where you can give them permission to fail and build, they will build a culture in that team within very quickly, because EB understands now, thanks to Big Red, how important culture is. D'Amico Ryan knows, because of his experience, how important culture is. So they will make sure that that culture is better, and you won't see a situation like Denver where you have a bunch of talent in 3 years, but you don't have any cohesion in the locker room, so you can't get a fucking thing accomplished.
This is from earlier. We were talking about 3 wide receivers, but you just talked about Denver too, and it's fucking Ed McCaffrey.
Ed McCaffrey.
Ed McCaffrey, bro, and Brandon Stokely.
All right, so let's talk about the Peyton thing, and then we're going to go to the Eagles player.
Thank you, Houston, for finally making a good choice. Thank you,
good choice.
Cal,
Seriously,
for getting your head out of your ass for 5 seconds.
Congratulations to Houston fans. This is a big
culturally, it's a huge move. Like culturally,
said, I fully understand. Next year, I'll be happy if we're not in last place in the division, or not in last place in the games. Lead.
Win 5 games.
Second to last. Hell yes.
Man, could you do me a huge favor and just give me you can't have 8-8 anymore because of the way it's. Could you give me 8-9? I'll take 8-9.
Josie, what they should do is they should just not draft a quarterback, and Davis Mills should be their starter day one from the get.
Could you imagine?
Because he is.
Here's the thing: if D'Amico Ryan and Eric Bieniemy take Davis Mills to a Super Bowl, Eric Bieniemy goes to the Hall of Fame immediately. That's it. It's over. It's done.
It's a wrap. Put a bow on it. Put a bow on it.
It's Eric Bieniemy and all his bitches in the coaching section at that point.
I don't know. I feel like Davis Mills is the next big thing.
But yes,
he's the neck above everybody else.
With this move, the fact that Easterby is no longer with the organization,
which was a good move in the first place.
Oh my God, such a good move. Honestly, I don't think D'Amico would have been signed had that not been, because honestly, I believe that's the racist bastard of what was our organization and the issue. Even though they are the first team in NFL history to have 3 back-to-back black head coaches.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they screwed Lovie.
They fired all of them after they did the shot.
I mean, and you may not like him. They screwed Lovie and Dave Cooley.
Can you say Dave Cooley? Dave
Cooley said it again.
I almost did, but I got it.
Yes, I love it.
Okay,
no, Uncle Joey.
They screwed them both, but give D'Amico his shot, and then also listen and bring in EB. Bring in EB. Like he needs to get out of.
It is the perfect chance for both of them to be successful, and I think in the best way, and because you can start to shift the conversation on that, because the way that those two would be able to build that culture in Houston, you would be able to completely shift the conversation about the organization away from Deshaun Watson into what they're doing now. Yes, it's going to be different. And yes, there's gonna still be bringing up. Well, they were doing, they were on the road to maybe 5 Super Bowls with Deshaun Watson, but obviously everything fell off the rails. But look at where they're at now. They're back on another path, and so it's just really, it's going to be more of a measure of how far you've come from when the castle fell apart to begin with.
Honestly, as garbage as our last 3 seasons have been, like, as a diehard fan, and I've been a fan since 2002. I've watched some garbage ass seasons from this team, and this was one of the worst.
Yeah, you have.
But
he really has.
With the sheer, I love D'Amico. I think, number 1 defense in the league this year. We needed some defensive help for years. Please, God, D'Amico, save our secondary.
Fine.
Please, God. Save our secondary.
And finally, Josie, with D'Amico Ryans and the Texans, they are sending the right massage.
But
that was great.
Finally,
we've been
count it, Tony.
Laughing stock of the league for years, and like this is finally starts to build us back. And we, as shitty as this season was, we kind of got lucky, and we're going to get the second round pick or the second pick overall. Mm-hmm. I don't think Chicago's taking a QB overall first, so we're going to get the first QB off the board.
No.
D'Amico
unless
is a great
they trade
choice.
Justin Fields,
Unless they do, which still could happen. We still got 2 months before the draft. You never know what's going to happen.
Your best, we could talk about that stuff for hours. Never mind. But no, it's. I think that it's realistic that they could generate some real success, and really, because the AFC South is pretty open. Like
Jaguars like about your only competition in that.
Exactly. It's like the AL Central in baseball. Like, yeah, there's teams, but.
Can I recognize a show record, guys? A show record. It's not. I mean, it fails in comparison to my LeBron record. Yeah, which that's every show now. But it fails in comparison to my LeBron record. But we talk about a Houston sports team every time Josie is on a show. I think she's fucking what? What are you? What's your percentage now? Got to be.
Oh, it's got to be.
I think it might be.
It's got to be. It might be.
It's all we always talk about a Houston team.
I take it. I make it my purpose to bring up the Astros, the Texans, or the Rockets, and the Rockets are absolute dumpster garbage. So
you're just secretly going step for step with me.
LeBron had 26 tonight, by the way.
I was keeping track at home. Let's talk about some LeBron. See if we can get our view count back up now that we're done talking about Houston sports teams.
The Cowboys. Yeah, that always dips it, and then we just go Cowboys or LeBron, and we're fucking back up.
Let me just say this: Astros repeat this year.
No, not even close.
Nobody wants to hear that. Like everyone hates the Astros now. They just hate them. They're just a fucking.
I love it. Bring that hate.
They're the Tom Brady of baseball teams. If you bought Tom Brady of baseball teams on Wish,
Justin Verlander is like the Aaron Rodgers of Major League Baseball. Owns a tiger, dates hot chicks.
Bears oh my, says Dan.
Bears oh my.
Oh, tigers.
Bears oh my.
Okay, so LeBron hit 26. How close is he to the scoring record now?
He's 63 away now.
63 away now.
2 games.
So
he's got
what we said.
He'll get it in
I
the
think
third
he'll
one.
pass it next week. Next week
in
against
LA.
the Milwaukee Bucks.
Which is Tuesday,
against
right?
Milwaukee.
We said it would happen next Tuesday on Hardwood last night.
Dude, he's got 3 games before Milwaukee.
Well,
he's got a game tomorrow, and then.
Well, I think he wants to do it on. Oh, of course, it's LeBron. He wants to do it on national TV.
But Andy probably wants to do it. He probably wants to do it in fucking Kareem's fucking house.
I was gonna say,
that's who Kareem got drafted to.
Well, yeah, he's a savant. He's a historian. Like,
so that game is in Milwaukee. That game's in Milwaukee.
So Stacks, what if he sits one? Because it actually is on schedule.
Oh, I can see
he's
that.
Gonna sit one of those games.
Sit tonight. I was probably gonna sit
he'll
tonight,
get to like 15 points away, and then he'll sit for the fucking Oklahoma City game in LA, and then the next one will be it'll be Milwaukee. I think it's in LA though. But regardless,
I think he wants to do it in LA. I think
he does too.
He'll do it in LA. I have no doubt in my mind about that.
But it is on national TV.
Because he'll want Bronny there, and he'll want his whole family there. So,
how big is how how many people are going to be mad about the fucking celebration after it happens?
Oh my God, so many people.
There's going to be, if they stop for like 10 seconds and go, LeBron James, the all-time scoring leader, and then they just replay the game, it just keeps going. People would be mad about it. They'd be like, he sure took a lot of attention for himself. He sure took a lot of attention.
Bayless's head is going to explode the day.
Yeah. He was excited the Lakers won tonight. His Twitter, he was excited.
He's becoming a fan now just to make
he's changed his tune after all these years.
I have a theory. Because if you noticed, since they got into it that one morning about Skip's tweet, they have not argued very much at all.
That show's been very agreeable.
I think like what happened was they were between, they were on commercial breaks, and Skip just Shannon reached over and put his hand around Shannon put his hand around Skip's throat and said, "Listen here, you little fucking pipsqueak. This shit ain't gonna happen no more.
I'm done."
He just went straight like Bane and just like lifted him up against the wall.
And then to prove a point, he went
swole Mr. Rogers.
Swole Mr. Rogers at the game last week.
I'm just saying, Skip seems a lot more submissive.
No, I don't watch the show like y'all do. In the clips I've seen lately, Skip's not near even when Dallas with the Dallas loss a couple of weeks ago. He's
a lot calmer.
As venomous.
After
go ahead.
Yeah, no, but backstage, I think the talk probably happened backstage after that, right? Probably after the episode, and after he like lifted Skip off of his feet with one hand and like put him against the wall and talked to him. He like put him down and like wiped his suit off, and he just like pulled out his Coke and he just took a little. He's like, "All right, let's get back out there." He's like, good talk, Skip. He wiped Skip's fucking suit off. He's like, "All right, Skip, let's get back out there." Just all right,
so
good.
He's
just
like
reminding him who's boss. Just
takes a drink of his Hennessy.
He's got the hand around the throat. He puts him down. He says, "Feel we good, right, bro?
We're good. We're good, right? We better be. We better be, Skip.
We better be.
Skip.
I'm going swole Rogers on your ass,
motherfucker."
Oh, come on now, Skip. Oh, come on now, Skip. Skip.
Shannon,
why haven't you putting that on a shirt by now? Oh, come on now, Skip.
Come on now, Skip.
Come on, Skip.
Skip Bayless.
Okay. All right. So
get off that.
We've sufficiently talked about LeBron enough that our view count still hasn't changed.
Sharp does sort of a LeVar Ball thing. Have you guys ever noticed that?
He does.
I never lost. He does that LeVar Ball thing.
I think that's why he likes LeVar Ball.
He to go. Yeah, it's very very LeVar Ball.
They stopped bringing him on that damn show.
Well, yeah, because his kids
always
are injured. His kids are injured.
I never lost. One-on-one,
never lost.
Never lost. You can tell he's lying to himself though too. Is a fucked up part.
Yeah.
He's like lying to himself. He's like,
So, one of the backup offensive linemen for the Philadelphia Eagles, Josh Sills, was indicted on rape and kidnapping from an incident in 2019. He allegedly forced a girl back into his truck, forced her to have oral sex with him, kidnapped her. Yeah. All kinds of really shouldn't do that type stuff. Only played one game this year. He was an unsigned free agent rookie. Spent
4 snaps on special teams.
Yeah.
Yep. That was in week 5.
One game for the Eagles in October against the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Oklahoma. He attended West Virginia from 2016 to 2019, which is where the incident occurred. And then he transferred to Oklahoma State in 2020. So my question is, the incident happened in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
As a father, as somebody that's a sexual assault victim, why the fuck, if these allegations are true, why did it take this long to charge this kid?
Agreed.
That's my first fucking question.
I agree. Yep.
What in the absolute fuck is going on in our justice system that a poor girl has had to live with that for the last few years without any resolution or acknowledgement that something wrong happened because they dragged their fucking feet? Like, where is that right? Now, again, I'm not saying the man is guilty. He has to go through trial, assume guilty until innocent until proven guilty. But if these allegations are true and they have evidence to this, that he was indicted by the grand jury, why has it taken this long?
I thought that Stacks was going to put Ben Roethlisberger in his top 5 quarterbacks earlier, and then I feel like that would have went perfect with the rest of this segment. I'm just saying, but
say it right. Well, that's because we all know that Ben Roethlisberger is a rapist,
and Stacks is a fan of
right.
So that's what we'll make on the show.
Ben Roethlisberger is a rapist.
When he was playing, Danny, he was in my top 5. To be fair,
I mean,
not all the time, but. Well,
like
he was
active at one point.
Yeah, when active, he was top 5.
You know who my favorite? You know who my favorite comedian is? Stacks? Bill Cosby.
Well, see, you know how I feel.
Did
Dan.
you see that he's doing a
Dan.
fucking tour?
Yes,
he's out.
He's out.
Yeah, he got out.
Yeah.
He's out. He's out.
He got. They dropped. He won an appeal.
He won an appeal and got out.
They dropped a bunch of shit. So he's going on tour this year.
Mwah.
And I have to see that. Like, the morbid curiosity of that. Oh my God.
Oh, like, dude, we should just go to a live show.
We have to. I have to see what this man says. How does he make it through a show without somebody just jumping on the stage and attacking him?
Yeah.
Or just chanting, "You sick fuck. You sick fuck," the whole crowd.
For real though.
I don't think he understands how savage the world is right now. This is not going to be easy.
No. Is the crowd awake?
Are they going to have to put plexiglass up?
Are they awake? Or are they?
Mark Norman, who's turning into one of my favorite comedians, he said that when he went to a Cosby show, he was going to take a pillow and a butt plug.
Hilarious. I love it.
So goddamn good. Seriously, look up Mark Norman. He's fucking hilarious.
I think I knew him. Yeah.
ADHD, almost Jewish, but not Jewish guy. Like, he's like somehow he's like Jewish adjacent.
I know exactly what you're talking about. He seems like he's from New York, right?
Yeah.
I know exactly. He looks super Jewish, kind of, but like
It's like, and again, I don't mean that in a disrespecting. It's just
it's just
that people from that culture look.
Can tell, yeah.
But like, seriously, one of my favorite comedians. So fucking funny. But no, like, but how do you? If these allegations, if this is really a thing, why has it taken this long? Why are you dragging your feet? Did they like not know he was in the NFL? Like, don't get me wrong. It's, I had to look up who
they
he
had
was.
to know that though. They had to know
How could
that.
they not have?
They would have had to have known that.
According to the allegations, they had known each other for 7 or 8 years when he did this to this young woman back in 2019. Mm-hmm. So they had to have known where he was. So I just, it doesn't make sense to me.
To like where he was. I get what you're saying. I think it took them that long to fucking actually file the charges, right?
File the charges? Yeah. I mean,
yeah. So like, yeah. So I don't think it was like that they knew where he was at. It's just like they just
feet. Yeah.
Why didn't have enough to? Yeah.
That's my question. Why is it taking this long for the justice process just to get to this step? Those are serious fucking allegations.
Yeah. Well, Tony, I've actually heard an actual rape case. I mean, we've talked about this. In actual rape cases, they don't get a lot of that information even fucking filed. It's not even like written down anywhere. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like it's like an officer's account. And then there's like, this process takes ridiculously long. They basically treat it like it's a fucking, like a misdemeanor unlawful taking. Like, so you stole something from a convenience store. Or like, that's how
out of a dorm room or something.
That's how like lightly it is taken. Like, it really is. Like, that's how lightly it's taken. Like, and I think it is because obviously you do have some false cases, but most of them are fucking true, to be honest. And most of them are all true. And they still just take such a lighthearted stance on it. That's why it takes this long. Because they're just like we got to have everything. And, and it's a lot of the times it is a fucking he said, she said, even though most of the time it's absolutely probably true. But like other than that, like what evidence do they concretely have? You know what I'm saying? Except especially if there's no rape kit done, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Like, you know,
Especially
Well,
with the rape
and-
kit.
and
Good call, Dan. I was gonna say that.
according to the article I read on ESPN, said that there was a sexual assault examination done at the hospital at that time. When it happened, the police have been aware of these allegations from the beginning. That's where I get fucking confused. Like so to 2019, fall to winter of 2019, we are now in 2023. So that means we're looking at least 3 full years. Don't get me wrong. I understand that, you know, beginning of 2020, things went south really quickly and all hell broke loose. But why did it take that fucking long, 2.5 years, for us to get a fucking indictment? I don't get it.
That's the confusing part about it, because it could be what you're thinking, and it's like, oh, they were just dragging their feet. It wasn't that serious, right? Or it could be the fact that they were looking for like additional evidence. They didn't have anything. Like they basically just didn't have anything on him. You know what I'm saying? And now they have enough to actually charge him with it, because maybe their case could have been we don't know details about the case. So it could have been very shaky. You know what I'm saying? Like the case just could have been shaky as a whole, if it happened or not.
A little shaky.
Little shaky. Not, yeah.
I don't get it, man. That's so crazy.
And to just do it now, like what, you know, regardless, what came up just now that it was like, oh, now we definitely have enough. Like what the, you know what I'm saying? Like what?
The timing on this is hella sketch to me, because
It really is. It really is. I was going to say that, Tom. Preach.
And again, I say this as somebody who is a victim of sexual assault, but now that he's going to the Super Bowl, now we're going to indict him.
Now
And
it's
the NFL responded appropriately by putting him on the commissioner's exempt list. Like, he can't do anything football related. He's got to get his shit worked out.
Can't go anywhere. Yep.
That makes perfect sense. That's a logical response.
Imagine
but why
being
is
him,
now?
though.
Why now?
Imagine being him, though. You just, the biggest moment of your life coming up, about to play in the Super Bowl, what every NFL player wants. Once they're drafted and in, the dream is this, and now he don't get to play. He don't get to be anywhere near it.
Any of it.
And
like team meetings or anything.
What player is this
house
again?
arrest, basically.
His name is Josh Sills.
Because I was seeing, I think it's Joe Mixon. His agent said today that he says the charges are going to be dropped.
Yeah, Joe Mixon has a warrant for aggressive menacing, which
straight brandished a firearm.
Straight brandished
a firearm, and threaten somebody with deadly force. Is it what they call? I think what they would call it. Threatening with deadly force. He stuck it in their face.
Stuck it in their face.
The second part of the quote that they quoted him was somebody should shoot. What is it? Somebody should shoot your fucking eye out or something like that. And then the second part is the cops will never touch me. Like, oh boy, this guy's probably a piece of work. He's a fucking piece of work in real life.
And he
had a prior
the altercation. The altercation when he was in
Oklahoma.
Yeah. And actually, I watched that video because I knew about the incident, but I'd never seen the video. And one of our Sportsaholic dating group, they shared the video, and I was watching it, and I was like, he didn't need to respond the way he did, but she did come at him first, and that chick did acknowledge later on that she was stalking him. So he wasn't
almost like the Kareem Hunt kind of stuff.
Yeah, like he wasn't as in the wrong as we were initially led to believe. I'm not saying he was perfect in the situation. Like Will says, he didn't need to throw hands.
No.
So I get that.
No,
but he's not completely in the wrong because he is allowed to defend himself. You know, it is what it is. Equal rights for equal fights. You know.
So you got two different scales of that too, Tony. Like you have the Kareem Hunt side. That's the low side of we're like, oh, okay, well, shit happens. And then you have the Ray Rice video. That's the toppest side. That's the end of, like, if you did some Ray Rice shit, you might as well just plan on your career being over. Just say he did some Ray Rice shit and it's done.
You know what's crazy? Did you see the video where Ray Rice was calling out saying we just need to label Patrick Mahomes the GOAT now?
I did see that.
No.
Ray Rice said that?
Yeah, he said,
Ray Rice said that.
And his argument And I don't know if you saw when I was kind of discussing it with Will in the chat earlier, but his argument was when Jordan broke out and everybody realized what Jordan was, they didn't waste time celebrating him and calling him the GOAT. He was the GOAT. That's just what it was. But
wow.
And so why are we going to waste time with Mahomes when we already know this is what kid is? And I was like, I mean, I can see the argument both ways on why and why not to do that.
I just feel like because you never know. I mean, he could have a career he could have a career-ending season or injury next season. You never know what's going to happen.
Career-ending pretty
hard to that's why it's hard for me to put him at 1.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, you can't put him at 1. No.
That's why I can't put him at 1, like Ray Rice is saying. No. But at the same time, we really have to celebrate Patrick for how great he is now, as being the greatest of greatest at least in the game right now. We have to at least acknowledge that he is the greatest in the game right now. There is nobody better than Patrick.
100%. There's no argument there. There's no argument.
Agreed.
And that is, I think, reasonable for the situation.
There's no one. The thing is we had this on the Sports Report not a week or two ago. There's no one even close. The closest to him in current players right now is Joey B, who.
Yep, 100%.
If you wanted to do tiers, you would definitely do Patrick Mahomes alone on the first tier.
Tier 1, and then tier 2 is
Joey B and maybe like one other guy.
What people would have said is Josh Allen. I'm having my doubts there.
Third tier.
Yeah,
I'm so hard on him.
Right now,
he's blow.
The way he played this season, Jalen Hurts might make tier 2, but he's probably tier 3 too.
I will judge.
I want to see what he does in the Super Bowl.
Same.
I want to see what he does in the Super Bowl.
I 100% agree with that. But if he has a killer performance, even if he loses, if he has a killer performance, he might be tier 2 right behind Joey B.
He does not rocket ahead of Josh Allen.
No, Josh he just did not look good this season.
Actually, I see he does. Because we have to look at the product. Josh Allen gets to a certain point and just fucking slips like he's on an icy ladder.
And then it's also
Jalen Hurts has stayed consistent and he's playing hurt. I have to give it to the kid.
And it's also Josh Allen's temper tantrums to me bring him down. The fact that anytime nothing goes his way, he throws a fit like a toddler brings him down.
Over the last 3 years, I completely give that to you guys. I mean, the fourth year would have been the first year would have been the great game that he had against the Chiefs. And the only reason you know what I'm saying? Like he went toe to toe. He's gone toe to toe almost every playoff game. Okay. So like, yes, he makes stupid mistakes. You know what he is? He's almost like a really freakishly talented tight end playing quarterback. Like that's what it reminds me of.
He's Travis Kelce had he not moved positions. He's Travis Kelce had he not moved positions.
But he does have the strongest arm in the NFL. There's not even I don't think there's even a fucking second to that.
Yeah. He does. He does.
But like that doesn't make a good player though, because obviously we saw what Jamarcus Russell did. Threw the ball 71 yards from his knees.
The reason that I can
put
Jalen Hurts, and now again with Jalen Hurts qualified, his Super Bowl performance impacts this. But
it will impact absolutely.
It will impact this, but 100%. I can put him ahead of Josh Allen because I don't know. The reason that I can is because of the way that he carries himself on the field. And I'm going to say it just like that.
Yes.
Because we've seen so many times where Josh Allen picks a fight and then walks away and his
teammates handle it.
His teammates have to handle it.
Are you saying Josh can't throw them things?
Yes, I am. I'm saying he talks shit and walks away. He's bitching out. If he really
trying to fight Josh Allen
and then throws a temper tantrum.
No, I'm not trying to fight Josh Allen. And those dudes are also sized where they can fight him, and it's a fair fucking fight. So don't even come at me with that. Come on.
I'd fight Josh Allen if I'm feeling masochistic. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get.
Punch me in the face.
I just want to get my fucking nose broken today.
Punch me 3 times for Damar.
I don't want to have front. I don't want to have front teeth anymore. Talk about Damar while you're doing it.
I'm sorry, that's so fucking horrible.
Talk about how good of friends you guys were. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh god. That's so
Yeah, I'm
horrible.
drinking the blood. Yeah, good.
Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
It's all right.
Oh, but
See,
it
they
was
don't-
so funny. But that's the thing. Jalen Hurts carries himself better on the field, and I think that matters because
Yes.
the thing of it is something like the stuff that Josh Allen does. Eventually, somebody's going to get sick of it,
Yes. 100%.
and then all of a sudden,
it's already happening.
And that's the thing is it's going to fall apart, and you're going to lose somebody like Stephon Gilmore. You're going to start losing pieces because they just don't want to be around it. And Buffalo's got to keep enabling him. They're paying the motherfucker, which I get.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not speaking against that, but I'm out on Josh Allen because of the way he carries himself on the field. Players are going to get burnt out on that.
Well, and
But you're also.
I think he'll be.
Go ahead.
I think he'll be fine.
it's already happening
One
too,
year. Yeah.
because you saw what happened between him and Diggs on the sideline, and more and more people this now are talking about his constant temper tantrums, his constant. Anytime something doesn't go his way, he's throwing a fit. And
But how many times do we see that? Though? I mean, we see it a lot.
25 years old.
This season, we saw it 6 or 7 times.
Because but at the same time, like that's obviously showing that he cares, though, too. I mean, how he handles it,
Right.
it might seem like it's a little bitch. It might seem like he's acting like a little bitch, but like
Not
he's still
everybody's gonna
handling it
handle
because
things
he's
the
upset
same way.
about it. Yeah, he's upset about it.
Yeah.
So like at least there's that. He definitely cares, and you can tell.
But
And
it also
There's a
goes,
line between passion and being a pain in the ass, though.
yes, and it
But he's-
also goes.
Josh
the
Allen's not
moment-
being a pain in the ass to his team, though. He's not like a team obliterator type of guy. He's absolutely not. He's a team guy 100%.
That
It
picking
all-
fights and
I
walking
agree.
away is going to divide the room.
Yes, and it also goes. You look at him this season after they lost Drabble to the Giants. His interceptions and his turnovers skyrocketed.
He was
Like,
third in the league.
Third in the league. And then I'm sorry, all of that was Drabble because you look at what he did with that shit ass quarterback they got over there at the Giants. Like that dude.
Dable made Daniel Jones look like a mid quarterback.
Like
Daniel Jones, the fastest quarterback in the NFL.
He made him look like a mid quarterback.
Drabble was was part of Josh Allen's success in the early years. And if they don't figure out a way to control
Dable?
his turnovers,
Dable, yeah. Brian Dable.
Brian Dable, yeah.
Brian
I'm sorry,
Dable.
I am not as good as with all the names as y'all do. It amazes me.
It's not the
weird
dreidel
name.
like the Japanese
Yeah.
kids play.
Dreidel. I made you out of play. Dreidel.
I don't know what to say.
Hey.
But no, it's Brian Dable. But no, and here's the thing. I think Dable, if Dable does not get Coach of the Year, it should be Doug Peterson because they both did spectacular jobs this year.
Personally, Dougie P got that locked. Personally,
I think you're right. I think you're right. But Dable should get some votes.
yes.
Dable should
100%.
absolutely get some votes.
Real quick though, before we move on, we're talking about tiers. Where do y'all put Justin Herbert in those tiers?
Oh, that's my boy.
Right now, he's still third. I think that he's got to get a new coach.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
right now with his coach, he's fourth. He's in that fourth tier.
No, he's third tier. He's third tier in spite of his coach.
In spite of
He's
it,
third,
yeah.
He's
that
third tier in spite of his
That
coach.
motherfucker can go, man. He can sling that fucking thing.
Don't get me wrong. Herbert was my QB, not this season in fantasy, but the last 2 seasons was my QB in fantasy. The year that I won my only fantasy championship was with Justin Herbert. So
I'm not knocking Herbert's talent. The reason
I hope he doesn't end up
third
like
tier-
Phillip Rivers. I hope he doesn't end up like
no,
Rivers.
That's a
my
fair cop.
huge concern.
That's
He's
a
going to
fair
be a
cop.
Phillip Rivers
Huge
or a
concern.
Matt
Huge
Stafford.
concern.
He's going to be a
Yep.
Phillip Rivers or a Matt Stafford.
And
Because I have
and
said
here's
for
Because
years,
I liked Phillip Rivers. I
Phillip
liked
Rivers
Phillip
was
Rivers.
super talented and
I
had
like
been on
Phillip
a good
Rivers.
coach.
Yep.
Had been with a good
Yep.
coach on a good team with
Yep.
some targets, could have
Yes.
possibly been in the
Preach,
definition
Josie.
and
Preach.
could have possibly
Preach.
been in the discussion for elite
Absolutely.
level quarterback.
100%.
He was
100%.
great. I love Phillip.
Yep.
He had some of the worst freaking luck.
Facts.
He did.
Also threw a lot of tantrums.
You're not wrong.
He
You're not
was-
wrong. But Phillip's
did.
tantrums came towards the end of his career when he knew he was getting towards the end of it and was literally losing chances to do anything and was getting no help from his team.
He just got more. Philip Rivers' problem is he got more desperate.
Yes.
Josh
He was
Allen.
Luka at the latter part of his career, Dan, if that helps.
Yes. Right.
But yeah, so great football talk tonight, guys. We are hitting 2 hours, and I am sweating my balls off here. So we're gonna go around the room and start.
You're fine.
Hang on. I've got it pulled up. So we're actually going to do one
Here we go.
of the broadcast boys I'm pulling up the video.
Hey,
So.
real quick, can I just throw out Justin Herbert's just career stats real fast?
Please do.
3 seasons, he's went for over 4,400 yards in every one. He is 94 and 35 TD to interception ratio. 96.2 rating. He's thrown for 14,000 yards in 3 seasons. He has a 67% career completion percentage.
That's
Tier 3,
that's-
baby. Tier 3.
He's
Tier 3 for sure.
He's a tier 3 quarterback for sure. And
Yep.
if
Tier
they
two,
can
actually.
get, and I think that you can get him into tier 2 with a better head coach.
Agreed.
But I still think that Kellen Moore could call him into. I think he could very well be tier 2 by the end of next year, depending on what Kellen Moore does. Because I think he can do it. I think Kellen Moore can do it.
Herbert's closest
I
comp to
really
me.
wanted to see Sean Payton in that role. I really
Yeah,
wanted to
that'd be
see
nice.
Sean Payton in that role.
Man,
I wouldn't
try
Payton in
Denver,
Arizona.
Denver
Dude.
shelled out some shit for him. $20 million a year, plus the picks they're having to give up. Woo!
You wouldn't.
And did y'all see that all of this still ties to the Houston Texans Larry Tunsil deal? Like the effect that one deal
Laramie
has had-
Tunsil, yes.
There we
that
go.
Yeah.
one deal has had so much effect on the NFL over the last 5 years. It's insane.
Well,
Bill
Laramie
O'Brien
was a
still
potentially
touching
good
the
left tackle.
Fucking Bill
Laramie.
O'Brien. Good thing Nebraska didn't get his ass. Thank
No,
you.
he's back with the Patriots.
With the
He's gonna make
Patriots.
He's gonna make Matt Jones an AFC championship one day.
All right.
Herbert's closest comp though. Herbert's closest comp, real quick. Definitely Peyton Manning. You wouldn't think it. but
Absolutely.
That's who it is.
I'll give you that.
Absolutely.
I'll give you that. And honestly, if Herbert can get a better coach and some weapons, he can
He
be.
has
elite.
weapons.
He has
They
weapons.
have the
He
weapons,
has
though.
weapons.
They have the weapons, though.
It's
I mean,
does.
Mike Williams not a slouch. I mean,
that
Keenan Allen.
organization. The reason that
Eckler.
organization
Keenan
won't
Allen
deliver.
100%.
The reason that organization won't deliver for its fan base is purely because of everything from the head coach up, and that organization is a complete fucking dumpster fire.
Don't.
Yeah.
Hey,
Absolutely.
I understand that.
And
I
that's
get
and that's
that.
the thing. I feel bad for my friends that are Chargers fans because of that reason.
Should have got
Because
Sean
You
Payton.
never feel
Shoulda
bad
got
for me
Sean
as a
Payton.
Texans fan, damn it.
well, because I don't give a fuck about you guys.
The sad eyes
They
come
made
from.
their bed, Josie.
Josie,
they
you are
show-
not gonna fucking. You're not gonna corral us back into a Houston conversation. So at this point, just fucking
Okay.
stop it.
All right, so let's take a look at
go.
broadcast boys. We got
Let's play this. What is this?
So this is they're gonna give you just like I was the stats. Just let the video play for a second. And the volume's not gonna work. I don't think.
Oh, and then we're gonna play it.
So there it is.
I know who that is. Hang on. Let me see.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I do too. Shit.
That's
Wait, okay.
What's the four? It's a four. Oh my God, I can see him if that's who it actually
yeah.
is.
He's Mario
oh my
Chalmers.
God.
Mario Chalmers.
Yeah,
I didn't
more-
realize
yeah.
It was saying that.
That's Mario
all the
Chalmers.
time, But all right. Yes.
Do we
I
have a
believe-
position?
Mario Chalmers is one of the
Oh,
NBA
we
players
don't
of
have
all
a
time.
position, but
A shooting guard. A shooting
no,
guard?
he's a point guard.
He's
He's
a
a point
point
guard.
guard.
He's a point guard. He's a point
All right,
guard.
bam,
Yeah,
bam. They just said
You
it.
got it.
Mario
You got it.
Chalmers. Look at you, Dan. Yeah.
Dude, I'll go fucking. I'll go toe
They
to
do-
toe with these motherfuckers.
Okay.
There's
Oh,
the
shit.
next one. There's the next one.
Who's this one?
This is an easy one. It's a fucking easy one.
05. 05.
Oh,
done it in
05,
14.
shit.
Gilbert Arenas.
No.
Gilbert. No, he didn't play.
Not?
He didn't
No.
play for the Nets though.
Oh yeah, he didn't.
No.
I mean, obviously the guy was legit. The Washington Wizard did. Okay, so
Spencer Dinwiddie.
No.
no,
No, because
It's not John Wall.
playing. Isn't he?
Oh, the points are fucking terrible. I was looking at the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
Oh,
This is
the
ridiculous.
points. Shit! Oh my God, no. Yeah, no, not
this is
Spencer
ridiculous.
Dinwiddie. Holy shit! I
Holy
was just looking at
shit.
the teams.
Okay, so what they're giving us a Wizards one. This is ridiculous.
The Wizards are like the Texans of the NBA. Who gives a fuck?
Brody gives this in like 10 seconds. I'm just saying.
Well, because some random like it's got to be fucking. Hang on,
Random guy that averages fucking 7.5 on the Washington Wizards.
that's his whole career. That's his whole career.
Yeah.
You know what you're saying?
His
Yeah,
highest was fucking
career.
10. Oh my God. That one
Yeah,
I don't know.
roll it, I guess, because I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I concede. Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes,
Andre Blatch.
Oh my God, I never would have guessed
that's
that.
so
Hell
left
no.
field, dude.
That's
so
left field.
All right,
Are you
last
kidding
one.
me?
I don't even know who that is.
I do, but oh my God.
I do. I know who it is too,
one.
but yeah.
Whoa. Wait, hold on.
8, 9, 2023.
8, 9, 12. Portland.
Oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. Hang on.
Channing Frye.
It is
Oh,
Channing
shit,
Frye.
Yeah.
It is Channing Frye.
No.
It is Channing Frye.
No.
It's
not?
not.
Oh yeah, I don't think he played for the Bulls.
Hmm.
The fucking New
So
Orleans
it's-
logo's throwing me off.
Oh,
Um,
8, 12. What do you add? Where's his points?
Wouldn't have been the Pelicans. It would have been the
26?
New Orleans
26?
Hornets.
No, just 6. It's 6 a game.
Oh, I was looking at his minutes. Holy shit, it's so small.
Is that Kyle Korver?
No.
Oh, the 3-point percentage doesn't match up.
Yeah, no,
It
it's
just
hard
went back
to
for some
see.
reason.
It's hard
Sorry.
to see, to be fair. No, you're good. 08.
I just thought these were some good ones. I wanted to really test y'all tonight.
Oh, you're definitely doing that. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, for sure. It's not
Wow.
Korver because he's no 3-point percentage. So he plays either power forward or center. Stacks. Is this he plays power forward or center? 2 rebounds. He fucking never plays. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's no
Um,
shit.
Fucking A, dude.
I love how they pick like fucking dumpster dudes.
Wait, is that Gary
Right.
Neal?
Oh, 7 got it.
Who is it?
Gary Neal.
Seven got it from the comments.
Yep.
I just saw Gary Neal's
scrolled
name
down
around the
the
right.
comments.
I just saw
Oh
it
my
before that
God. Gary
though.
Neal.
Gary fucking Neal. This is ridiculous.
Are you shitting me?
And this dude gets it? No, he doesn't get it.
No.
No, he doesn't. Okay, so both of us didn't get that one because that one's stupid.
Fair enough.
gets
Yeah.
I never got that.
No.
Gary Neal. Holy shit. No way in fucking hell.
Was this
All
the next one?
No. That
Oh,
one wasn't
yeah, it
Gary
looks like it.
Neal. This one is Gary Neal.
Oh. So who was the
That was
other one?
I just saw it.
Saw it. Hang on. Let me go back.
Oh, I must have missed it.
Just a little bit. You're good. It's
It's Rolo.
nope, it's Brooke Lopez.
Lopez? Oh shit.
Brooke
Okay.
Lopez.
Yeah. This
Oh,
one
Brooke
is Gary
Lopez. My
Neal.
bad, Brooke. Yeah. 2010, 9 points.
That one's Gary Neal.
That one's Gary Neal. Okay.
That one's Gary Neal.
So
Okay.
See?
7 did cheat.
Okay.
He cheated.
Okay.
I said instantly, like
Hey, Josie, if he gets one before me, he cheated. So
100% of the time.
duh.
I'm working on setting up that game show for real for us. Like, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
a bunch of references ready to go for next week.
That'd be fun as fuck. Gary fucking Neal. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, Gary Neal.
Y'all come get
Two
Rolo.
R Gary Neal.
You gotta be fucking
2R
kidding me.
Gary Neal. 2
Jesus
R's in his name.
Christ. R.I.P. to that.
That's
mother-
Gary. That's Gary, by the way.
Gary.
Gary Neal. Gary Neal. Yeah, remember that guy.
Okay. All right. So let's wrap it up. Final thoughts. Stacks, go.
I don't. have a good rest of the week. Sorry to the junior varsity team in Virginia that had to cancel their season.
What was her name?
Kids are. I lost it. I know. I can't.
I'll straight you, Brian.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
I'll find it. Somebody else go.
You were
Tony, you didn't see.
That chick who
we
pretended
didn't
to be
even
a
talk
player.
about it, man.
the entire team.
Oh, we didn't even talk about it. We had the clip too last night.
To forfeit their season after that. They are not playing the rest of the season.
So Stax and I just got like really obsessed with what her stat line was, because she's a 22-year-old who clearly played college basketball against 13-year-olds. Like she's putting up at least 20, 10,
Alicia
and like
Boykins.
8, right?
Alicia
Boykins. There you go. Alicia Boykins
baby.
is my fucking hero.
Hell yeah.
Alicia Boykins is the greatest JV fucking point guard ever.
We gotta put that clip in the chat.
Do you have it? Do you have a clip? Stax, can you load it up real fast?
Yeah. Let me see if I can share my screen.
We'll put that clip on our
Let me see
Facebook page and on our TikTok. Which, by the way, we have a TikTok now.
Tony,
go like our TikTok.
She hits him. She hits him with the and one layup and hits him with the pistols.
No.
Hits him with the pistols on an and lip. She blocks a chick, and a chick on her team almost ironically pushes her like, "Hey, come on." She's 13. Not joking. This happens.
I got
like, yes. Here we go. And one.
God.
She hits a couple free throws. Great form. If we can get it here, can you see it? There you go.
Oh my God.
Just hey, here comes.
There it is. And one.
Gives you the shooter McGavin.
Get that shit out of here. See, push, like, get the fuck out of here.
Push and get you, bitch, man.
Here comes the pistols. Pistols.
Shooter
The chick
McGavin.
pushes her right here. Like, come on, man. She's 13. Don't be mean to her.
Giving you the shooter
The
McGavin.
girl she subbed in for was in an AAU tournament that weekend, so she thought it was appropriate to step in there and
the
betray
head
her.
coach and someone else have all been fired, and the team decided to forfeit their entire season.
They were like, this is enough for us to just quit. And you know what it was? Is because they were so terrible. They were so terrible that they were getting they were getting beat so badly in every game that they played. It was like there were games like 21-0, shit like that. Like there was like a 21-0 game probably. Like a whole girls basketball game.
Imagine being the varsity coach watching the JV game before your game takes off and encouraging encouraging it. Yeah,
encouraging it. Like, duh.
Yeah,
like duh. I would.
Like,
no, totally.
Well, if you're gonna do it, do it in the fucking varsity game. Like that's
Tony. The Churchland High School in Portsmouth, Virginia's mascot name is, I guarantee you'll never get this one because I've never even heard it.
Yeah. Let's
The
guess
Truckers.
this one, Tony.
The Truckers.
What?
The Truckers.
It is the Churchland Truckers.
What
bro.
in the dusty fucking slate? What?
Yeah, what in the weird South is that?
What?
Like,
Weird
yeah.
South, he says.
Dude, like the Truckers, and I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like the Truckers,
Their symbol is a
like
pilot
this.
sign.
Like this hat, Truckers.
like this hat.
Like
hat.
that's what it's supposed to be. Like they just do meth and eat beef jerky. That's pretty much what the Truckers. That's what their mascot does. And picks up lot lizards. Tony, you know what a lot lizard is?
I was going to say
it's a parking lot prostitute.
Their mascot is a lot lizard.
Of course, Josie knows what a lot lizard is.
And this show just went off the cliff.
Gotta know what to be with.
I've been trying to end this goddamn show in 15 minutes. You motherfuckers won't let me. This is
that prostitute,
I
by
am
the
not
way, with
taking
the Truckers.
responsibility. This is you
That
guys.
prostitute,
for
by
any
the
of
way,
this.
with the Truckers, she'll give you a Whopper.
She'll give you a big old Whopper there.
Yeah, she'll give you a Whopper.
God damn it. Okay.
Looks like a
All right, take
looks like it's like the end of a blown out animated DMT stick.
Jesus Christ. I don't even fucking. I'm not even.
Don't try and picture it.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer.